Live at Coletco. It is, I'll take them. That's what I was coming to get. It's what's left over from a flip video. We are live at Coletco. It is Friday night. We got plenty of new stuff to go through as usual. I was speaking to John today, first time I'd seen him in a while actually. He said, we have so many records back here. I was like, tell me about it. Let me see what everybody's doing here. Let's see here. Okay. Let's start getting this shared. Go to our main. I have not printed off waiting list sheets, no. All right. Let's see. Whole lot of records. Nashville. Whiskey. Okay. Next is the link. Let's get the link shared. I might use the add everyone tag at some point tonight, or I might save it for tomorrow, but let's see here. Okay, now time for the YouTube sharing. Copy link. And story. Hope everybody's doing okay on this Friday night. We are live now. Let me post that on our story. And actually, let me make a post too. We're getting there, folks. You put live tonight. Link in story. Alright. Okay, I've got it shared everywhere we need to get it shared. Now I can officially look at comments. Let's do that right now. Yes, Kiss Love Gun will be auctioned later tonight. You tagging?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, here we go. Start selling. I've been instructed to start selling. Okay, let's see here. We'll start with this crate here. The single soundtrack. We'll start right there. I'm not satisfied until I have sold everybody in America one. The single soundtrack, $44.99. 25th anniversary edition of the multi-platinum soundtrack to the film Singles, featuring Pearl Jam, Alice in Chains, Paul Westerberg, Soundgarden, and many more. 2 LP with the bonus CD that includes 18 additional tracks. 2 LPs of vinyl, CD with 18 tracks, $44.99. Pearl Jam Yield. Pearl Jam Yield is $34.99. Pearl Jam Yield, newly remastered. That is Pearl Jam Yield. We have Big Hits, High Tide and Green Grass, a new reissue from the Rolling Stones. The official street date is today. All of the Stones' big hits, plus 8 pages of color photos, just like the original, in mono, $42.99. That's going to sound good. That's my favorite Stones comp. I like that better than Hot Rocks because that's the first one I started listening to. Soundgarden, Bad Motor Finger. Soundgarden is $36.99. Bad Motor Finger. And this was one of the great surprise restocks of the week, which is Live Throwing Copper. Live Throwing Copper is $33.99. Live Throwing Copper. I always thought Throwing Copper was the name of the group. The name of the group is Live. Queensryche, Condition Human. Queensryche is $33.99. We've got 2 copies of that, Condition Human and We show this about every night. It's probably our best-selling Slipknot album, next to Iowa. Volume 3, The Subliminal Verses of Slipknot, $36.99. Slipknot, The Subliminal Verses. First crate, we call that our warm-up crate. I've got new stuff to show you as well, but we do have Slipknot, Queensryche, Live Throwing Copper, Soundgarden, Bad Motorfinger, The Rolling Stones, Pearl Jam, the single soundtrack, and that's pretty much all that crate. We got a bunch of the single soundtracks, but we always need them. So that is time to change crates. Not before we sell Lily McCurry. First sale of the night. Lily McCurry on Queensryche. Lillian, I've got you down for a Queensryche. Let's go ahead and show some new vinyl. Never shown before. New restocks, maybe even some new releases in here. I know for sure there is some new releases. So let's see what we have here. If you haven't already, please share. Go ahead and share on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Hit a thumbs up button anywhere you see one. There's some music on vinyl stuff in here that I didn't post pre-orders on. Walt Cruz, I'm glad you're watching. Some of this stuff in here may be up your alley. We'll find out. This first one's called Turf Darts, a limited edition of 750 individually numbered copies on translucent red vinyl. Turf Darts is $38.99. They're numbered on the back. I've got number 531 and 532 from Music on Vinyl. That's sold to Mike Massey. Turf Darts, $38.99. A restock from Mobile Fidelity Sound Lab. Yaz, Upstairs at Eric's. That's a MoFi pressing, $36.99. I have one Turf Darts left. Now, I wonder if David Johnson's watching. David, look what I have. Steely Dan, Everything Must Go. Analog Productions. Cut. 100% analog masters. $69.99. Steely Dan, Everything Must Go. That is $69.99. I've got two of those. If anybody's looking for one, I know for sure David wants one. I want to make sure he does for sure want one. The Fall, also new from Music on Vinyl. The Fall, the Marshall Suite. Limited edition, 1,500 copies. Individual numbered copies on translucent red vinyl. 3 sides of music, a blank D side. Contains the track Finale, Tom Ragazzi, and featuring a cover of the Saints, This Perfect Day. Mike Massey wants The Fall. I had a feeling, Mike, when I was reading the blurbs on what genre these were, that you would buy one. And also, David Johnson wants a Steely Dan. That is so to David Johnson. We have Delight, World Class. Delight is $38.99. World Class. World Click. I'm getting all these titles wrong. Delight, World Click. They look different in the font than they do on the spine, which is the correct Delight. World Click, $38.99. That's Music on Vinyl. Black vinyl, I've got 2 of those. Delight, World Click. And we sold out of this the other night when we had it on sale, but I always want to grab them when I see them in stock. And that is the Analog Productions of Lynyrd Skynyrd, pronounced Lynyrd Skynyrd. 2 LP, 45 RPM, $69.99. Star Wars Stories. This is music from The Mandalorian, Rogue One, and Solo. That is $44.99. Music on Vinyl at the movies. 2 LP. Wow, numbered to 32. Kind of a low number for this release. $44.99. This was back in stock. We haven't had it in a while. That is the Alan Parsons Project, Eye in the Sky. 2 LP, Mobile Fidelity Sound Lab pressing, 45 RPM. That is $69.99. MoFi, Eye in the Sky. I'm going to show all 3 of these at the same time. These are new Japanese pressings of the Star Wars soundtracks. Check these out. You have New Hope. This one, is that Empire? That is Empire Strikes Back, and this is Return of the Jedi. These are $59, $59, and $44.99. So these are 2 LP, new Japanese pressings. Star Wars, and Star Wars. These first 2 are $59 because they're 2 LP, and that one is $44.99. So those are all available. Those 3 Japanese pressings, new from Japan, with Obi. Let me plug in our Ethernet connection right quick. I'm going to blame that on Tanner. And when he's not up here, we can blame stuff on him. Okay, I got my hardwired Japanese pressing in, so we can go from here. Okay, so John Lill says he'll take all three. I figured somebody would. I'm probably going to reorder those again, so if anybody's interested in another set, let me know. Those are all new from Japan. Those are Japanese imports. John Lill gets all three of them. Thank you. Cactus, self-titled, limited edition 1000 on transparent red vinyl. Cactus is $38.99. $38.99. Jaguar Power Games NWOBHM Classic, limited to 1000 on silver mixed vinyl. This is $38.99. Jaguar Power Games, $38.99. Jaguar. I've also got Bad Brains, a new music on vinyl pressing. God of Love by Bad Brains, music on vinyl, $38.99. Craig Thomas wants a Bad Brains. All right. So as you see, that was from the a shipment from the distributor we get a lot of our music on vinyl and audiophile stuff from. Felix Quintanilla also wants a Bad Brains. If anybody else wants one, let me know. I'll get you more ordered from music on vinyl. Put Paul Brothers on a waiting list for the 3 Japanese set. So that means I'll order Paul a set and then I'll order another set to sell. Okay. Tough Darts. I think I was saying turf darts earlier. I was thinking like lawn darts or something. Tough Darts, self-titled, limited to 750 on red vinyl. That is $38.99. Last copy. We have Yaz upstairs at Eric's, MoFi, $36.99. Steely Dan, Everything Must Go, $69.99. 2LP, 45 RPM. The Fall, The Marshall Suite, $44.99. Delight, World Click, $38.99. 2 of those still left. Leonard Skinner, pronounced Leonard Skinner, $69.99. Star Wars Stories, music from The Mandalorian, Rogue One, and Solo, $44.99. MoFi pressing of Eye in the Sky, $69.99. Thomas Hujar wants the Yaz upstairs at Eric's. That's sold to Thomas. Cactus, self-titled red vinyl, $38.99. And Jaguar Power Games, $38.99 for Jaguar Power Games, $38.99 on that. So first crate, if you just got on, you have not missed anything really. Just that first crate of new vinyl there, and we've already done a recap of some stuff from the night before. Let me find, I guess this is all, let's see, there's a stray crate somewhere. Let's just go straight into one of these crates over here. Let me see what he's got. So yeah, we have pretty much 10 crates of new vintage arrivals. We had, I guess, like 8 priced today, and we already had 2 left over from the other night. So great new arrivals here. We're going to have another sale tomorrow night that's probably going to be advertised, and actually we'll actually promote some stuff so you'll know what's coming up, and pictures or videos or whatever, like we usually do. But right now, it's just kind of, you never know what's about to come up. So, okay. So, we have new vintage arrivals. New vintage arrivals. This is, could be anything in here. We're about to find out. New vintage arrivals. So, I guess, yeah, 10 crates tonight, plus the new vinyl. I got 2 more crates of new vinyl after this that has not been shown before. So, the next crate is mostly Taylor Swift and Black Sabbath and Disney records, but there's some great stuff in there. New vintage arrivals. Louis Armstrong Favorites. The Louis Armstrong Story, Volume 4. This is a 1956 mono. 1956 mono, $24.99. Louis Armstrong, Columbia 6i, near mint, $24.99. Louis Armstrong Favorites. Zither Magic. Ruth Welcome. Well, that's a wild cover. She's playing dressed up like a witch with some skulls over here. That is $19.99. Zither Magic, $19.99. Mott the Hoople, All the Young Dudes, $19.99. Mott the Hoople, All the Young Dudes, $19.99 for Mott the Hoople. And the Birds, Dr. Birds and Mr. Hyde. That's a 69 Pittman press, $34.99. $14.99. Columbia 2i original label. Stevie Lee, first claim out of here. That's sold to Stevie Lee. Auctions. Yeah, let me flip through here. We'll get some auctions going. I'll go ahead and do Love Gun. No, tonight's not a second tier night. Tonight we might even have better stuff than last night. Let's see. This is a check condition bin. Let me figure out. He showed me a couple things. So the last night I was saying this is stuff from Wisconsin. It was actually, Paul said that was a lot of that was from a collection in Sandusky, Ohio, because he had priced a lot of that, and that was from one of the collections he got up in his trip while he was up north in Sandusky, Ohio. So a lot of those records last night, some of them came from a new collection that I really hadn't talked to you a lot about, which was in Sandusky, Ohio. So first we have Kiss Love Gun with a gun. Yes, you're looking at a real Kiss Love Gun. I think this is supposed to be attached. I really hadn't handled these too many times. Maybe something like that. Very cool. All right, so the cover on this is about VG. You can see it has a little bit of a bend here on the corner. Has a little bit of edge wear. That's about a VG or VG Plus cover. Not bad though. It has the original inner sleeve. We've graded the vinyl. See, what did John grade this? He graded the vinyl about a VG Plus. So Kiss Love Gun. This is a 77 Terre Haute. 77 Terre Haute, original inner sleeve with the gun. VG Plus vinyl. We'll call that a VG cover. And that is going to be a $30 start. $30 start for Kiss Love Gun. Let me put this underneath here like that. $30 start on Kiss Love Gun. Then we've also got Journey's Greatest Hits. Haven't had a copy of this in a while, especially something I can say a nice clean vintage copy. Journey's Greatest Hits. Generic inner sleeve. Very clean near mint vinyl. I just haven't seen one of these in a while. That is a $25 start on Journey's Greatest Hits. That's up for auction. That's our first two auctions in that. That's a very clean copy. So is Kiss Love Gun. Okay, so let me see what I've missed. We tagged Mott the Hoople. Love Gun 30. Kiss 35. Journey 25. Kiss 40. Journey 45. Okay, back to the crate. We have Don Henley, The End of Innocence. Don Henley is $34.99. The End of Innocence, $34.99 on Don Henley. Anthology, Diana Ross and the Supremes, $29.99. That's a triple LP, Diana Ross and the Supremes. Triumph, Stages, a double live album for Triumph. That's $34.99. Roberta Flack, First Take. Roberta Flack is $19.99. First Take on Roberta Flack. Very clean. Everything in here is EX Plus to Near Mint Minus, unless I say otherwise. Frank Sinatra, Come Back to Sorrento, $14.99 on Frank Sinatra, Come Back. We have Donna Summer, Greatest Hits on the Radio, Volumes 1 and 2 in shrink wrap, $19.99 and Hop Sticker. The Coasters, the early years, their Greatest Hits, The Coasters is $19.99. And Steely Dan Gaucho. We had a copy of this last night. Here's another one, Original Inner Sleeve, Hey 19, $34.99. That's probably with that inner sleeve, I see Master Disc. I believe that's OG on that one, $34.99, near mint. All right, so Kiss was at 40, Journey 45, Journey 40, Journey 45, Kiss 45. Grant Peltzer, first on Triumph. Grant Peltzer, first on Triumph. Journey 50, Mel Webster's out on Journey. Joseph Felicetti, first on Donna Summer. So we have Triumph, we have Donna Summer. Jeremy Vite, first on Frank Sinatra. Gavin, you were second asking about it. Journey's at 52. And Kiss is at 47. I think we already have a higher bid on Kiss, though. Nope, Kiss is at 47. Journey is at 52. Journey's Greatest Hits. Steely Dan, The Royal Scam, $34.99. Steely Dan, The Royal Scam. That is also near mint with the original inner sleeve. Somebody needs to grab these. Those are pristine Steely Dan albums. Chris Christopherson, Who's to Bless? Chris Christopherson is $14.99. We have Chris Christopherson, Jesus Was a Capricorn, $14.99. Harry Chapman, Greatest Stories Live, $14.99. The Carpenters, This is $9.99 on the Carpenters. $9.99. America, $9.99. Mark Lindsay Silverbird, $9.99. Herman's Hermits, Mrs. Brown, You've Got a Lovely Daughter. Very clean, $9.99. Glenn Campbell, A Place in the Sun, $9.99. Ray Parker Jr.'s Greatest Hits, $19.99. Does this have the Ghostbusters theme on it? $19.99, Ray Parker Jr. Three Dog Night Harmony. That's a German pressing of Three Dog Night Harmony, $24.99. And Bob Seger, The Distance. That looks a little different too. That's because it is the cover looks a little bit different. Where is this from? Brazil? Bob Seger, The Distance. This is from Brazil. Wow. $29.99. That was pressed in Brazil. All right, Kiss 47, Kiss 49. The new Queens of the Stone Age did come in. Do you have the sheet, Tanner?
Oh, yeah.
I'll read off the Queen. I think I misordered those. I'll explain it when I show it, but I've got to explain that when that comes up. So Whitney, stand by. Kiss is at 49, Journey's at 53, Kiss is at 50, Journey's at 55, Kiss is at 52. Jeremy, you were first on Christofferson. Let me know if you want Who's to Bless or Jesus Was a Capricorn. Let me know which of those two you want, Jeremy. Michael House, we'll go ahead and claim that. He gets the America album. That's sold to Michael House. Randy's at 55 on Kiss. Kevin Boyer wants the Royal Scam by Steely Dan. That's sold to Kevin Boyer. That was number 2. And the vinyl on Journey is Near Mint. This album just doesn't come up too often. I mean, I think y'all know, I can't recall the last time we had a Journey's Greatest Hits. The music on vinyl pressings are like $56.99. They're a 2 LP. They have the same track listing. They're not cheap, and we just don't get many OG. It's like when we get Fleetwood Mac's Greatest Hits. You would think there would be more of these out there, but we just don't see them too often. VG Plus cover or better. It's pretty nice. It has some light ring wear on the back. The front's really nice. The vinyl's Near Mint. High bid on Journey is at $55. Jeremy's going to let us know which of the Christofferson he wants. Kiss is at 55, now 57, now 58. And Gaucho was $34.99. And that was a Near Mint copy. Jeremy did a 3-in-1 comment. He commented he wants both Chris Christofferson. So those are Jeremy Vitz and Jeremy Vitz. And he's at 60 on Journey. The Beach Boys, Surfing Safari. This is a 1962 mono Los Angeles press. $39.99. Has a couple scuffs on it. It's more so the EX Plus side. It is mono, and it is 1962. I forget how early the Beach Boys started sometimes. I usually put them like thinking they and the Beatles started about the same time, which they did, but they had albums coming out as early as 62. Craig Johnson first on the Beach Boys. Jeff McMaster was second. Aerosmith, Toys in the Attic. This is a nice copy. $34.99 for Aerosmith, Toys in the Attic. $34.99. Mel Webster, you were third on the Beach Boys. So that was Craig was first, Jeff, and then Mr. Mel Webster was third. Journey's at 64. Kiss is at 58. Journey's at 64. Kiss is at 58. So I just explained Journey. Over here with Love Gun, we got a VG Plus cover. Approximately has some shelf wear on it. It's a little bit bowed up here at the top. The vinyl is VG Plus, and it does, of course, you see, have the gun with it. This is Kenny Rogers, Ruby Don't Take Your Love to Town. That is $9.99. We have Eric Clapton, Backless, $34.99. Eric Clapton, Backless. These are new arrivals that have never been shown before. Phil Collins, Hello, I Must Be Going, $19.99. Phil Collins, Hello, I Must Be Going, and No Jacket Required, Phil Collins. Back-to-back Phils. George Thorogood and the Destroyers. Maverick is $19.99. We have Jeremy Vite first on Kenny Rogers. That's sold to Jeremy. Kiss is now at 60. Monica's at 64 on Journey. And Jeremy, let me know if you're in or out. Jeremy just got Kenny Rogers. B.B. King in London. $19.99 on B.B. King in London. Another Phil Collins, Hello, I Must Be Going. 2 of those in there, $19.99. George Thorogood, Bad to the Bone, $19.99. The Best of Elton John is $19.99. And a Street Called Straight, Roy Buchanan. That is $14.99. Thomas Hujar first on BB, which is B.B. King. Monica Malley, you were second. The Doobie Brothers, Captain and Me is $14.99. We have Jeremy at 65 on Journey. We have Carlene Rollins first on The Best of Elton John. So Thomas got B.B. King. We got Carlene on Elton John. Marty Ellis wants Phil Collins. Hello, I Must Be Going. Let's see, Marty. They both look pretty much identical. I'll give you that first one. That's sold to Marty Ellis. Ian wants the Doobie Brothers, the classic Captain and Me. That is sold to Ian. And we have Christy Burr, The Getaway, $14.99. I want to update everybody on our auctions. Jeremy Vide is at 65 on Journey. Randy Tabron's at 60 on Kiss. Overall, a VG Plus copy of Kiss Love Gun with the gun. And Journey Greatest Hits is a VG Plus cover, near mint minus vinyl, and that's at 65. 60 and 65. Both of the Phil Collins are $19.99. And Autumn, this one's near mint in shrink wrap, $19.99. Kevin Boyer wants the Aerosmith. And Addison, that was $34.99 on Aerosmith. Bonnie rate is $9.99. Bonnie is self-titled, $9.99. Harry Chapman, Sniper and Other Love Songs, $12.99. Autumn Betts is first on Phil Collins, no jacket required. Jeremy also put PC for Phil Collins. Let me know if you want Hello, I Must Be Going, because that's the only one that's left. We have Jeremy Dalton, Randy is back in on Kiss at 62 because Jeremy bid 61. I just want to let everybody know we are now on a final call on Journey's Greatest Hits at $65. Final call. Walt Disney, Mary Poppins, original cast soundtrack album, $19.99 on Mary Poppins. Quincy Jones, music inspired from Roots. Quincy Jones, $19.99. Fiddler on the Roof. This is got the booklet with it. Very cool. $19.99. Fiddler on the Roof. It's got a full-page production book with it. I think that was on YouTube. I know I'd had seen 10 million copies of this, and I looked it up one time on YouTube. I either watched like half of it or watched a bunch of clips just to familiarize what it was, since I've seen the soundtrack. I've had a bunch of those before. Ohio Players, Skin Tight. Ohio Players is $34.99. And Main Course, the Bee Gees, $9.99. And Commodore's Natural High, $14.99 on the Commodore's Natural High. Okay, so let's make the auctions very easy. I'm going to go ahead and sell Journey to Jeremy Vite for $65. That's sold to Jeremy for $65. And I'm going to count down Kiss from 5 seconds because it's also at 65. Jeremy says he's out. Randy was the last bidder. Actually, let me give it just a few moments, just in case nobody else wants to bid. It's also at $65. That's a final call. That's sold to Jeremy, though, for $65. Lily McCurry is going to go get both George Thorogoods. There's one. There's two to Lily McCurry. Those are both sold. Men at Work, 2 hearts, gold stamp promo with a radio station sticker on the back, $24.99. And Elton John's Greatest Hits. I've spent many hours listening to this. This is the OG too. Has the custom inner sleeve with lyrics. Has the die cut with the custom label. $34.99. That's pretty sweet. 5, 4, 3, 2, and let's go ahead and sell Love Gun for $65 as well. Randy Jr. Tabron. I always want to say Randy Tabron Jr., but it says Randy Jr. Tabron. I just say Randy Tabron. All right, then out of the crate, we got Craig Johnson wanting the Men at Work. Craig got Men at Work. Pamela Yeager first to Elton John. Lily McCurry was second. Kyle Gregory is going to get the Fiddler on the Roof. And Craig Weatherford was third on Elton John. So those are all 3 sold. Craig, Pamela, Kyle. Let me find a couple new auctions. That was a good first crate. And this Johnny Guitar Watson is so nice. Probably going to put it up for auction. And let's see what else we got here. This is a great crate. I don't see a lot of auctionable material. I need to go get the Japanese stuff. It's behind the counter. Let's see here. Got plenty of nice Japanese stuff to sell. This is a great crate here. We'll probably have to go through that one next. All right, let me start this Johnny Guitar Watson, though. This is one that's kind of hard. It probably normally need to be a buy it now, but it's so high grade, it probably needs to be considered for an auction. So this is a 1965 promo copy, a 65 promo copy, and it is very nice. The Blues Soul of Johnny Guitar Watson, 65. It has this promo sticker. No matter what your format, be it pop, jazz, R&B, by all means, listen to this album. Nice jacket, too, from the era it's in. No chipping on the spine or bottom or top seams. Beautiful vinyl, too. 65, and it does say right there in the spindle, DJ Copy. DJ Copy. This is I'm going to say the vinyl overall, it's hard to grade records like this from this era, near mint minus, but this one is pretty close. We're going to call it EX++ / near mint minus, a VG Plus cover. That's a $95 start. Johnny Guitar Watson, the Blue Soul of Johnny Guitar Watson. $95 start on that. Here's what's left in the first crate of vintage. I'm just going to read the titles. If you want to know the prices, let me know. Some of them I'm going to remind you the prices. Like Louis Armstrong was a 56 mono, $24.99. Zither Magic was $19.99. The Birds was on the original label. Don Henley was $34.99. Diana Ross was $29.99. Roberta Flack, somebody should grab that. Very nice copy, $19.99. The Coasters, Steely Dan Gaucho, that was OG for $34.99. Harry Chapman, The Carpenters, Mark Lindsay, Herman's Hermits, Glenn Campbell, Ray Parker Jr., Three Dog Night Harmony, Bob Seger, The Distance, that was a Brazil pressing. Eric Clapton, Backless, Phil Collins, Hello, I Must Be Going, Roy Buchanan, Christy Burr, Bonnie Raitt, Harry Chapin, Walt Disney's Mary Poppins, Quincy Jones Roots, Ohio Players, Skin Tight, Bee Gees, and the Commodores. Those are all available for your consideration. If you need prices, let me know. I'm going to keep those right here behind me and grab the next crate of new vinyl. Let's see what we got in here. Phil Collins was $19.99. Looking for a $95 start on Johnny Guitar Watson. And our first Japanese pressing of the night is going to be a near mint and pristine copy of Van Halen, Diver Down. I think it's Brian Hummel. Brian Hummel, if you're watching, are you the one that requested the Mermaid soundtrack? I think it was. Van Halen, Diver Down. This is near mint and pristine. I think I've shown this one before. We had a bunch of Japanese Van Halen albums one night. This is the only one left over. If I have, regardless, I'm going to go ahead and start it just at $55. Van Halen, Diver Down. I think last time might have been a $65 start. There's the Japanese insert. Very nice near mint cover. No discoloration or marks on this one. $55 start. This is our first Japanese auction of the night. We have a Jeremy on the last crate. Jeremy wants the Don Henley, and with the last and only Phil Collins album left is sold to Todd Tipton. So Jeremy gets the Don Henley, Todd Tipton gets Phil Collins. Now I've got some new LPs here, some stuff we've never had, some restocks, and maybe even a new release in here. First, I've went through and I've restocked all the Black Sabbath stuff again. Here's Never Say Die, $33.99. Never Say Die. This is 180 gram, 2012 remaster, Black Sabbath, Never Say Die. Now, as Tanner just asked me about, somebody requested the Little Mermaid soundtrack. This is Brian Hummel. So Brian, the Little Mermaid live action movie is in. That's $31.99. If anybody wants that, it's available. That was like a special order, and then I grabbed an extra. Dale Cooper on Black Sabbath, Never Say Die, and Paul Brothers wants one of those too. That was probably some, if y'all were collecting these 2012 remasters that are back in print, you probably don't have that one because that's the first one I've ordered. If anybody else wants one, it will now be a waiting list. No bids on these. Final call before I make them about now. Johnny Guitar Watson, $95 start, and Van Halen is a $55 start. Mark Lindsay Silverbird. Neil, that's right here in the last crate, but I can show it to you. It has the original foil cover. It is $9.99, and the vinyl is near mint minus. That was not a check condition record. $9.99 on that. And Sabotage. And Todd Tipton, you was on a waiting list for Sabotage. There's the other one. $33.99. That's part of that 2012 remaster. There's no hop stickers on these. $33.99 on Black Sabbath Sabotage. And Taylor Swift, Taylor's version of Red. Taylor Swift Red, Taylor's version. Quadruple LP. There's 4 LPs in here. $56.99. That's one of the reasons why it's $56.99. 4 LP Taylor Swift Red, $56.99. Dale Cooper wants a Sabotage. There's some great songs on here. Hole in the Sky. Symptom of the Universe. That's a great one. $33.99. That is sold to Dale Cooper. Taylor Swift Red. Now, there was a waiting list. Thomas Bowman. Thomas Bowman. I have 3 more to sell. Taylor Swift Red, Taylor's version. Black Sabbath Mob Rules. That's the 2 LP version, 40th anniversary. It's remastered. It includes a bonus LP of rarities and live tracks. That is $36.99. Neil Brashear wants the Mark Lindsay Silverbird. That's sold to Neil. Thank you. Black Sabbath Heaven and Hell, $39.99. Another 2 LP. So we got the 2 Dio albums, Heaven and Hell and Mob Rules, at least 2 of the 3 Dio albums. He had another one later in the 90s that's not in print. Paranoid is $33.99. Paranoid is $33.99. And Black Sabbath self-titled. A lot of Black Sabbath and Taylor Swift in this crate. $33.99. I kind of kept the genres diverse. So self-titled, Paranoid, Heaven and Hell, Mob Rules. There's Taylor, Sabotage, and Little Mermaid so far. Now, several new Disney picture discs that I've never had before. There's Dumbo and there's Sleeping Beauty. These are Disney soundtracks, Dumbo and Sleeping Beauty. That's what the back of the picture disc looks like. Those are $28.99. Dumbo and Sleeping Beauty. That's 2. I don't think I've ever had those before. $28.99 on those. Ozzy, Diary of a Madman. $31.99 for Ozzy, Diary of a Madman. That is $31.99. And there's Masters of Reality. The Black Sabbath continues. I think we're going to have the entire first part of, I guess we have the entire Black Sabbath discography from probably 69 to, I guess, the mid-80s. Let's see here. Troy wants Black Sabbath self-titled. That's sold to Troy. Thank you. Walter Savage wants a Taylor Swift Red, Taylor's version. That's sold to Walter Savage. And David Howard says, my wife wants Sleeping Beauty. Are you sure about that? David Howard says his wife will take Sleeping Beauty. All right, 2 more. Does your wife want Pocahontas or Hercules? I would be glad to sell it to her. Honestly, I don't care who's buying them. There's Pocahontas and Hercules, $28.99. I haven't had those either. More Disney picture disc. Another Taylor Swift. This is Fearless, Taylor's version, $46.99. Fearless, Taylor's version, $46.99. And Frozen, $28.99. And it has the hit smash song, Let It Go on it. It's on there. Now, this next Taylor Swift is an import. I've never had it before. Never had it before. This is $64.99. Taylor Swift Lover. It's on pink and blue vinyl. $64.99. Taylor Swift Lover. $64.99. Paul Brothers wants Frozen. Now, this is for the first time. We're actually selling a Frozen soundtrack, and nobody's commenting saying the feed is frozen. That is $28.99. Okay. That is sold to Paul Brothers. And the 2 Taylor Swift lovers are sold, Thomas Bowman and Paul Brothers. When I was ordering those, both of y'all came into mind. I was like, I know some Taylor Swift buyers that would definitely pick those up because we've never had them before, and I don't think they're available anywhere else. So those are sold. I'm going to go ahead and grab our next auctions, and while I'm doing that, I'm going to make these buy it nows. Also, Jerry Stone slipped in a comment in there. He wants the Alan Parsons Mo-Fi and a Rolling Stones Super Hits Mono. That's over here in these other crates. Let's pull these for Jerry Stone. There's Alan Parsons' Eye in the Sky, and he wants the, where's the most recent, where's the crate we started with? This one. He wants a Rolling Stones right here, Big Hits. So these are sold to Jerry Stone. That was between Thomas and Paul Brothers' comments. There's a Mo-Fi and there's a Rolling Stones Big Hits. Those are sold to Jerry Stone. Regina Tabor wants a Dumbo soundtrack picture disc. There was that. Was there a waiting list for Fearless, Taylor's version? I don't think so. We might want to check my laptop for that one, Tanner, because I didn't look that one. No, I didn't have one. I did have Edward Star Wars. Well, I hadn't shown that yet. Edward Star Wars, your copy of the Star Wars soundtrack came in for Music on Vinyl. And then Paul Brothers and Grant Peltzer, you was on a waiting list. I only had 2 copies come in, and I had both of y'all on a waiting list for the Cars Candy-O Mo-Fi for $46.99. And I don't think, let's see here. Let me make sure I'm doing this in the right. We'll check the laptop, but I don't think there was. We'll go ahead and pull one for Jerry Stone. He was wanting a Fearless Taylor's version. That sold to Jerry Stone. Martin Pryor on Never Say Die waiting list. We sold out of those, didn't we? Put down Martin Pryor on the waiting list for Never Say Die. That's Black Sabbath. Walter Savage on a waiting list for a Frozen soundtrack picture disc. I don't have any more of those. And Robin Hood, I don't think that one's available. And the last one is Sabbath Bloody Sabbath, $33.99. Sabbath Bloody Sabbath. That was now. Here's the Queens of the Stone Age. I think I had 15 pre-orders, and for some reason I only had ordered 8. It's not like I didn't get more or I can't get more, but the new Queens of the Stone Age, Corey Wade, Dale Cooper, Michael O'Brien, George Ellis, Rich Record, Jason Kenton, Jerry Stone, and Dwayne Sevilla. You all will have a new Queens of the Stone Age album, green vinyl, on your invoice this week. Everybody else, there's about this many more names below this that it will be the next week. I'll have to wait for more to come in. Thomas Bowman String. I think we read that off last night. We read that off last night. I think we tagged you one last night when we went through some new vinyl. Late last night we went through some new vinyl. I don't know if you were watching or not. Okay, let me clean up the auctions back here. If anybody wants Johnny Guitar Watson, it's a $95 buy it now. Johnny Guitar Watson was a $95 buy it now, and Van Halen is a $55 buy it now. Let me put up 2 new Japanese pressings. We have Johnny Guitar Watson, 95, and Eli, sell that to Eli for $50, Van Halen. Johnny Guitar Watson's a $95 buy it now. Next to Japanese auction is, we had Fiddler on the Roof earlier. This is The Sound of Music, another classic film musical. This is a $35 start, near mint and pristine Japanese vinyl. The obi has a small tear up here, kind of unnoticeable from the front. Sound of Music, very nice copy. Gatefold with the booklet. And that's a $35 start. Really cool, nice Japanese pressing of that. And yeah, we have those. Yeah.
Oh, was that not the one I was supposed to look up?
No, I meant on my on the waiting list sheet. Make sure I didn't overlook that. Okay, and Hotel California. Let me see what we got with it here. Hotel California does have the poster. This is near mint and pristine. $55 start. Hotel California, $55 start. Near mint, pristine LP. 2-page Japanese booklet. This pressing has no discoloration. Nothing wrong with this one. It's a very crisp, clean Japanese pressing. So Sound of Music's a $35 start. And Hotel California, that's Fearless Platinum. That's the only one. Yeah, we don't have any more of those in. That's a $55 start. Jeremy's at $60. Okay, so one of those already have a bid. Now, let me show you what's left in here. Little Mermaid, $31.99. Sabotage is $33.99. Red, Taylor's version, $56.99. Mob Rules, $36.99. Heaven and Hell, $39.99. Paranoid, $33.99. Self-Titled, $33.99. Diary of a Madman, $31. Master of Reality, $33. Hercules is $28.99. Pocahontas is $28.99. This is Fearless, Taylor's version, $46.99. That's on gold vinyl too. And Sabbath Bloody Sabbath is $33. That whole crate was Black Sabbath, Disney, and Taylor Swift. Big sellers. New vintage arrivals. Let me see what I've got over here. Let's do a crate of check condition. New vintage arrivals, check condition. I'm not even going to look at them. Let's just put them up here and sell them. New check condition vintage arrivals, if I could speak correctly, which is always a challenge. Tony Bryant wants a Diary of a Madman. Tony, have you bought from us before? Let me see here. I'm glad I looked at my monitor. Your comment hadn't popped up yet on my screen, but I've got you down for Diary of a Madman. So thank you, and let me know if you're a first-time buyer. I'm not really 100% on that. Your name sounds very new to me. I'm going to restart my chat right quick. Comments have been funky, so if you're trying to bid and for some reason you don't hear me seeing your bid or saying your bid, you might want to comment it again. Feed's been a little wacky lately. How about right now, while I am looking for our next auctions, comment where you're watching from. That will really test the feed. That way you can see if your comment pops up. Comment where you're watching from and then see if you see it pop up over here on our main chat. And then that means it will also pop up over here on my phone. That also really helps with the algorithm too. We had almost 2,000 comments on last night's video. That was, I think that's why we had a lot of people watching. The more you're commenting, the more Facebook thinks it should suggest it to other people. So, okay. Now, final call on Hotel California. That's at $60. And final call on Sound of Music. Paul Brothers, we're looking for a $35 bid. We're looking for a $35 bid. $35 bid. Let me go back up to the top and make sure I didn't miss any comments. New York, Virginia, St. Louis, Maryland, Huntsville, Chicago, Pennsylvania, Spring Hill, Hendersonville, St. Augustine, Massachusetts, New England, Portland. Wow, Pennsylvania, Georgia, Ohio, Virginia. Chad, I have purchased before. Tony, thank you. You got Madman. Diary of a Madman, Texas, Arkansas, California, Tennessee. Sound of Music, we're looking for a $35 bid. And let's see here. Final call on Hotel California. We have 2 bids of Sound of Music. Now 3. We have Sound of Music 35, Sound of Music 35, and Sound of Music 35. The metaverse has had some major problems today. They usually do. We're about to sell this, though, to Jeremy for $60. We're about to sell this for $60. Okay. New vintage arrivals, check condition. Steely Dan, Can't Buy a Thrill, VG Plus, $24.99. Steely Dan, Can't Buy a Thrill, VG Plus, $24.99. Jeremy's also at $40 on the Sound of Music. So is Michael Weil. Mel Webster, first to Steely Dan. James Gang, thirds, EX, $17.99. James Gang, thirds, EX, $17.99. So I think I've seen a California. I think our furthest viewer may be in California, as in a straight line from here to wherever they're at. I didn't see anybody tonight in the Philippines, or I don't know if anybody watching in Europe. I don't know if we have any. I hadn't seen Rob's show in a while. I don't know if he's watching or not. He's usually tuned in at like 4:30 over in Holland or something. Mel Webster got Steely Dan. Sound of Music 40. Let's see. Jack wants to know the price on Main Course by the Bee Gees. Jack, I see that now. Let me just figure out what I've done with that. Main Course by the Bee Gees. It's right here. Jack, that is $9.99. I have a feeling he's going to want that. Let me go ahead and pull it out. Jack, that is $9.99. Okay, so Hotel California is at $60. Jeremy has this for $60, and I'm about to sell it. Sound of Music is at $40, I think, with Paul Brothers. Let me get back down to the bottom. James Gang is sold to Rhonda. There was a Brazil. Wow. Are they actually watching from Brazil? Who's watching from Brazil? Let's see. Jack said sold. All right, so that's sold to Rhonda. That's sold to Jack. And Ricardo's watching from Brazil. Okay. Gotcha. Cool. I am totally confused on these auctions. Jeremy was the first bidder on this. Jeremy Vite. He was the first bidder on this at $60. Okay, then somebody bid $40, and then we've started. It's like we went down, now we're going back up. Jeremy, you have the high bid on this at $60, and that's a final call. It's a near mint copy, Japanese pressing with Obi, inserts, and poster. Okay, so that's a $60 bid with Jeremy. Jeremy, you have the bid at $60, because somebody else already bid $50 earlier, then somebody bid $40, and it confused everything. Now, The Sound of Music, Michael Wiles at 65, better. Now, The Sound of Music, if you want to bid on this, put SOM for Sound of Music. Paul Brothers has this for $40. Paul has that for 40. Paul has that for 40. Okay. Michael has Hotel California now for 65. So I want to remind everybody, this is called Hotel California by the Eagles, and this is the Sound of Music soundtrack. And that's at 40 and 65. Okay. And if there's any confusion, we need to know so we can fix that. Back to the crate. We have Herman's Hermits, Blaze. That's an EX copy, $9.99. Cream, Goodbye. This has the poster with it. VG Plus, $29.99. Cream, Goodbye. This is all check condition. VG Plus, $29.99. Romelu is at 42 on The Sound of Music. KC and the Sunshine Band, VG Plus, $12.99. Thomas Hujar, first on Cream, had the poster with it. KC and the Sunshine Band, Hall & Oates Rock and Roll Soul Part 1, which is their greatest hits, VG Plus, $12.99. Romelu is at 42 on The Sound of Music. Jeremy's now at 45. Jeremy's out on Hotel California, so that's now going twice, going 3 times. Michael Weil, you're about to buy that for $65. Final call. First to KC was Wolf's Council. He put KX. I'm sure he meant KC and the Sunshine Band. That is sold to Wolf's Council. Lillian was second. Jeremy bid 45 on Sound of Music. Patty Sweet first on Hall & Oates. Craig Weatherford was second. That just leaves poor Herman's Hermits. Romelu's at 46 on Sound of Music. Hall & Oates Private Eyes. That's EX $17.99. Hall & Oates Private Eyes, EX $17.99. The Beach Boys Summer Days. That's a VG copy, $9.99. The Beach Boys Summer Days, VG copy, $9.99. Spencer Davis Group, Give Me Some Lovin', Steve Winwood. VG Plus, $24.99. A nice cover. United Artists, VG Plus, $24.99. We have Journey, Escape, an EX copy, $17.99 for Journey, Escape. It also has the original lyric in her sleeve, EX $17.99. Pamela wants SDJ. That is Spencer Davis Group, sold to Pamela Yeager. Nick Bargeron, first on Beach Boys, and Patty Sweet, first on Journey. So that was Pamela Yeager, Nick Bargeron, and Patty Sweet in that order. You did miss some Taylor Swift. We've got Taylor Swift Red, Taylor's version. Well, I think I know what Alyssa's looking for. Alyssa, you're looking for record store day stuff, right? We have no Taylor Swift records. If we have anything record store day, it will be put up for auction. And it will be promoted, and I'll let everybody know we're having it. We won't have any record store day stuff. One, all that is out of print and out of production. It was for record store day. Two, we're not a record store day dealer. And if we have anything like that, it will be put up for auction. So the stuff we have are going to be all the studio releases. We have Red, Taylor's version of Red, Fearless, Taylor's version of Fearless. We got a pre-order up for the new one. We have 1989. We have the new album, Midnights. All of the hard to get and really expensive Taylor Swift stuff. If we ever have that, it will be put up for auction. Okay, speaking of auctions, Michael Weil got Hotel California for $65. And The Sound of Music, Romelu, you were at 46. Jeremy's now at 48. And Romelu is out. So final call on that for $48. Barry White, Can't Get Enough. That's EX, $9.99. Barry White, Can't Get Enough. That's an EX copy, $9.99. Creedence Clearwater Revival is a VG Plus, $24.99. Willie and the Poor Boys, VG Plus, $24.99. Toto, Hydra, EX copy, $17.99. Ed Nelson, first on Barry White. That's sold to Ed Nelson. And we're also going to go ahead and sell The Sound of Music. That is sold to Jeremy Vite for $48. Barry White was sold to Ed Nelson. After that was Tracy Price on Hall & Oates. Tracy, that was EX $17.99. Thomas wants CCD. I think he meant CCR. That's sold to Thomas. And we have David Eberly on Toto. Do you still have any copies of Radiohead? OK Computer. Let's see. I sold one from the flip video. I have They're right over here. I've got 2 copies left. I can't believe I don't have a waiting list. I might after I show these. These are $46.99. Tara Joachim Stoller, $46.99. Sherry, you were second on Toto. The Pink Panther, Henry Mancini, the classic, EX $17.99. That's an early, or not early, but you know, earlier pressing on RCA Victor. It depends if you consider 1963 early. That's 1963 Pink Panther, Henry Mancini. Miles Davis at the Fillmore, VG Plus, $29.99. Miles Davis at the Fillmore, VG Plus, $29.99. Tara Joachim Stoller on Toto. Now, is that the same as Scott Joachim Stoller, or are you a completely different account and buyer? Because the only time I've ever said Joachim Stoller was for Scott. I've got 1 copy left of Radiohead OK Computer. I'm about to start 2 more auction, so he's my dad. Does it need to go under his name, or do we need to bill it to you separately? Brian C. first on the Pink Panther. Walt Cruz, you were second. Tracy McFadden wants the Hall & Oates. All right, so those are both sold. That just leaves Miles Davis and Poor Herman's Hermits. We have Waylon, Will the Wolf Survive? VG Plus, $17.99. Bill it to me. Okay, thank you. Make sure you message our page since you're going to be a new account and a new buyer. Send us a message with your email address and your mailing address. Hey, look, we just sold a U.S. pressing. Here's a Toto Hydra near mint Japanese pressing in shrink wrap. The vinyl is, boy, this is heavy. Feels like 200 gram. Toto is a $35 start. We have a 2-page flip. It has the original inner sleeve. It's a gatefold cover. It's never been opened because it's in shrink wrap, has the Obi preserved at the top, and that is a $35 start on Toto Hydra. And also as a $35 start is Night Ranger, a near mint Japanese pressing of 7 wishes. Near mint Japanese pressing of 7 wishes. So that is available. Near mint and pristine. We have a 2-page Japanese flip. Near mint cover of Obi. $35 start on those. Jeremy Vite, first on Waylon. Will the Wolf Survive? Radiohead is $46.99. That's sold to Jeremy Vite, Waylon Jennings. Santana, Welcome. EX copy, $17.99. Marvin Gaye Super Hits. Wow, in shrink wrap, VG Plus vinyl, $24.99. Marvin Gaye Super Hits. I wish that was mint. That would have been awesome. It would have been up for auction, but that's still not bad at VG Plus $24.99. The cover's in shrink wrap. George Thorogood, moving on over. EX $17.99. And Squeeze, Sweets from Strength. I've never seen a flip thing on this like this. This flap is removable. Thanks for taking time to read about Squeeze. Interesting. First cover, EX copy $26.99. Wolf's Council is first on Marvin Gaye. Mark Cunningham was second, Calvin Ward's third. I believe Jeremy has bid 35 on Night Ranger, so that's going once, going twice. Rhonda says she'll take a copy of Radiohead. That is sold to Rhonda. I'm going to mute my mic for a second while I take a drink of water. And I'm back. We have Humble Pie Smoking. VG Plus $14.99 for Humble Pie Smoking. The Jacksons Victory EX $22.99. Jeremy's at $35 on Night Ranger, final call. And Toto, we're looking for a $35 start, or I'll make that a buy it now. Jefferson Airplane Flight Log, that's an EX copy for $24.99. Jefferson Airplane Flight Log. Duran Duran, 7 and the Ragged Tiger. They was in Nashville last night. VG Plus $17.99. Thompson Twins, In the Name of Love. That's a full album. Don't see that one as often. VG Plus $17.99. The Byrds, Sweetheart of the Rodeo. This is a VG Plus $49.99. VG Plus $49.99. Sweetheart of the Rodeo. 1970 Pittman Press. Is Miles still available? Yes, Miles Davis is still available at the Fillmore. Thomas Hujar wants the Byrds. So, yes, Miles still available. I was coming over here to end these auctions. Night Ranger is sold to Jeremy for $35. And if anybody wants Toto, it's a $35 buy it now. Toto Hydra, $35 buy it now. And I'll go grab 2 more auctions as soon as I show a few more records. The last one I showed there was the Thompson Twins, one I don't see as often as I do the others. Tomorrow night, we're going to bring out some more stuff from these most recent purchases, just to go ahead and give you a look at the rest of the week, which is just tomorrow night. We have so much back there. I really can't distinguish one collection from another now. I'm trying to ask them to keep them together so I can kind of let y'all know where it's from. I know a lot of y'all like knowing which collection these come from. Some could care less, but at this point, some of it's becoming indistinguishable. So, yeah, that was the next record. Wow. I'm going to need some more water before I talk about this one. Let me grab the next two auctions. Holy guacamole. Wow. Anybody else heart rate just accelerate? Goodness gracious. Oh, man. Get my knuckles and my back in line. It's the original Sunset cover. Paul Brothers gets Toto Hydra for $35. Pablo Cruz is an EX copy with a rare saw mark. Sunset cover, original inner sleeve, $9.99. At that price, it's theft. $9.99. Sold to Brad Faust. Brad, congratulations. Angela was second. Next two Japanese auctions. We have Van Halen. This is going to be a $55 start for Van Halen 1984. Wow. Near mint and pristine. I'll Wait. Panama. Jump. This has got a 2-page Japanese flip with it. Near mint cover with Obi. And yes, they're all upside down like that. It's made like that. Van Halen is near mint pristine. $55. And just like that, Pablo Cruz walked out of your life forever. Judas Priest, Defenders of the Faith. I think last time I put this up, I was asking an $85 start. Let's try to get it to a new home for a $65 start. $65 start for Judas Priest, Defenders of the Faith. Near mint and pristine. $65 start. Really cool Japanese insert with this one. This is a 9.8. It would be a 10, I guess, if it was sealed. 9.8. Judas Priest, Defenders of the Faith. All right. Now, so Pablo Cruz sold to Brad. Angela was second. Kyle Gregg was third. Monica wants to know the price on Miles Davis. VG Plus $29.99. Miles Davis is VG Plus $29.99. Jeremy's at $60 on Van Halen. And we're looking for a $65 start on Judas Priest, Defenders of the Faith. And Lazarus is in. We have Journey in shrink wrap with hype sticker. VG Plus on the vinyl, $19.99. Journey Escape, VG Plus, $19.99. We have Janet Jackson's Rhythm Nation, 1814, VG Plus, $24.99. That's a 1989 BMG Music Club, VG Plus, $24.99. Queen, The Game, VG Plus, $24.99. Judas Priest, $65.65, now $70. Michael Mofield first on Journey. That's sold to Michael Mofield. The Police, Every Breath You Take. The Police singles, VG Plus, $19.99. The Police singles, VG Plus, $19.99. Jeremy's first on Janet. Jeremy got Janet. Jeremy also has Van Halen for $60, and that's a final call. Culture Club, From Luxury to Heartache. That's a VG Plus, $17.99. Huey Lewis and the News, picture this, EX, $14.99. Huey Lewis and the News, and the Pointer Sisters, Greatest Hits, VG Plus, $9.99. I was joking about the saw mark. That has nothing to do with it. I was just joking about that. Thomas is at 63 on Van Halen. Judas Priest is at 70 with Paul Brothers. Jeremy, you're out. Lily McCurry wants HL for Huey Lewis. Clubstone wants The Police, Every Breath You Take. Romy Lou is first on the Pointer Sisters. Monica wants the Miles Davis from earlier. Those are all sold. Paul, you were second on the Pointer Sisters. Lazarus is back in on Judas Priest at 75. Kylie, oh my gosh, I don't like Kylie's last name. I haven't mastered that one yet. Manag, something like that. VG, $14.99. Too bad they didn't take a saw to the entire album. Wow, that's brutal. Oh my gosh. I need to start a whole Facebook group. I need to start a whole Facebook group for just Pablo discussions. A group where anytime you spot that album, you can post it. That way it doesn't clog up our whole lot of records group anymore. Taylor Dane, Can't Fight Fate, VG $14.99. Yeah, there was, what was that?
So there would be 100 posted.
Oh yeah, I know it. I know it. Let's see here. So Judas Priest 75. We're about to sell Van Halen. We're going to sell both of these. Minaj. What? Paul Brothers gets, the phonics don't even make sense. Paul Brothers gets Taylor Dane. Electric Youth. Debbie Gibson includes Lost in Your Eyes, Electric Youth, and No More Rhyme. Debbie Gibson, that's a VG copy and shrink wrap with hype sticker, $19.99. Grease, John Travolta and Olivia Newton-John, VG Plus, $14.99. Boy, we got some 80s stuff in here, don't we? Oh no, it's another Kylie Minogue. Kylie Minogue, Enjoy Yourself. That's a VG Plus 64 from 1990. VG Plus 64.99, 1990. Okay, so I've never heard anybody say it. That's the problem. I need Ed here to tell me how to say it. I'm sure he could. That way I know somebody that can give me the correct. Not that I don't trust Tanner, Seth, or Jake, but okay. Jeremy first on DG. That was Debbie Gibson. That's sold to Jeremy. We have, okay. So we got lots of people helping me out with the name. I don't think anybody's actually bought them yet. Nobody's got Grease either. VG Plus $14.99. I'll make sure I didn't miss anything. Let's go ahead and tag these auctions, Tanner. Jeremy got Van Halen for $60, 1984. That's sold to Jeremy Vite. Lazarus gets the Judas Priest for $75. That's sold to Lazarus. And we got Taylor Dane for Paul Brothers. Jeremy got Debbie Gibson. Jeremy Vite also gets Grease. Sherry Martell was second. Seth has left the show. Talk Show, The Go-Go's. That's a VG Plus $14.99. Talk Show, The Go-Go's. VG Plus $14.99. I was like, my brain went blank. I know exactly what this is. George Michael Faith, VG Plus $44.99. VG Plus $44.99. Another one with Wham, EX $32.99. So we have Wham and we have George Michael. We have Marty Ellis first on the Go-Go's. Jeremy Dalton was first to George Michael. Let's give that to Jeremy Dalton. Stephen Chesney second. David Howard third. Jeremy fourth. Pamela first to Wham. There we have it. Another Wham. VG Plus $24.99. Music from the Edge of Heaven. VG Plus $24.99. Last Christmas. Long version. Also sold to Monica. Monica was first to that one. Cool and the Gang. Celebrate. Celebrate good times. Come on. EX $12.99. Well, we got a lot of nostalgia in this crate, don't we? Mountain Nantucket Sleigh Ride. EX $27.99. It has the photos and the booklet with it. $27.99. It has the photos. I found one of these one time in a stray record, and I was like, what in the world? I finally had to show it to John, and he was like, he pointed to that guy. He said, you know who that is? And I was like, that's Mountain. It took me a while to figure that out, but that's got the photos. EX vinyl. This needs a cover upgrade, but if you have a nice one, that's got some hard to get inserts with it. Let's see here. Wait a second. Thomas said he thought he had high bid on Van Halen. Let me make sure I didn't overlook a Van Halen bid. He did. Thomas had Van Halen at 63. We need to bring that one back. That's on my screen, and I just overlooked it during all the Kylie Montague stuff. Minogue. Yeah. So Jeremy, I apologize, and also I got to retract that one because that was actually on my screen. Thomas was at $63. Thomas Hujar. So Jeremy, if you want to bid, now's the time, or if you're out, just say out, and we'll sell that to Thomas for 63. Jeff Romelu, first to Cool in the Gang. Jeff McMaster, first to Mountain. Next is Genesis, selling England by the pound. That's an EX copy, $22.99. The Rolling Stones, Suckin' in the 70s, VG Plus, $14.99. And Hymns by Johnny Cash, EX, $19.99. Hymns by Johnny Cash. That's the original label. Columbia 6i, that's EX, $19.99. Jeremy is back in at 70. Thomas, Jeremy's at 70. John Young, first to Genesis. Sarah Morgan, first to the Rolling Stones. And the Nitty Gritty Dirt Band, Uncle Charlie, that's VG Plus, $19.99. No, this album does not have Fishing in the Dark on it. Not on that one. That's VG Plus, $19.99. Monica needs to put back Wham, Music from the Edge of Heaven. So if anybody wants that one, let me know because it's now back available. Sarah is first on the Stones. Ed was second. Sherry was third. Thomas is out on Van Halen. Let's sell this to Jeremy instead of 60. 70. That's now Jeremy's for 70. All right, let me grab two new auctions. Wham was a VG Plus, $24.99. We'll grab it in 1 second. That was Music from the Edge of Heaven. Sounds wonderful. Let's see here. Next two Japanese auctions. Let's see what we have here. We have a Bryan Adams. And let's see, I think Bryan Adams last time was a $45 start, no bid. Let's make it a $30 start. Bryan Adams, Reckless, Near Mint and Pristine. Bryan Adams, Reckless, Near Mint and Pristine, $30 start. There's the LP. There's the Japanese insert. Really nice cover with Obi. $30 start on Bryan Adams, Reckless. Kansas, Vinyl Confessions. Kansas is a $35 start. $35 start. That's Near Mint and Pristine. Has a Japanese insert with it and a really nice cover with Obi. That's a $35 start. Let's see. We have, does Nitty Gritty have Will the Circle Be Unbroken? No, I think that's actually on the album Will the Circle Be Unbroken, Suzanne. Darren's at 30 on Bryan Adams, so is Steven, and Jeremy's at 36 on Bryan Adams. Here's what's left in this bin. This one got obliterated. We have Herman's Hermits, Blaze, EX, $9.99. Santana is EX, $17.99. George Thorogood, Move It On Over, EX, $17.99. Here is the Wham! It's Music from the Edge of Heaven, VG Plus vinyl, original inner sleeve. That is $24.99. Irresponsible, reckless claims may incur a $5 restocking fee. We had to put that on there just because of John Young, actually. We have Bryan Adams at 36. Squeezed, Sweets from a Stranger. That's EX, $26.99, first cover. We have Humble Pie, Smokin', VG Plus, $14.99. Jackson's Victory is EX, $22.99. The Jackson's Victory. This sleeve needs to be turned this way, even though I don't like that. That is EX, $22.99. Sarah Morgan, first on Wham. That's sold to Sarah Morgan. Jefferson Airplane, Flight Log, EX, $24.99. Duran Duran, 7 in the Ragged Tiger, VG Plus, $17.99. Thompson Twins, In the Name of Love, VG Plus, $17.99. Queen, The Game, VG Plus, $24.99. Bryan Adams is at $39. Final call on Kansas if you want to get a bid in. Culture Club is VG Plus, $17.99. We're going to call her Kylie. Kylie is a VG, $14.99. More Kylie is a VG Plus, $64.99. And Hymns by Johnny Cash is EX, $19.99. One more, I forgot about Nitty Gritty. Nitty Gritty is VG Plus, $19.99. Final call on Bryan Adams at 39 with Darren Davis. Jeremy, you're out. And Kansas is final call if you want to get a bid in at 35. Let me grab a new crate of new stuff. I've also got some really cool 45s over here you may have seen in a hot picture. These were actually priced back on January of 2021. I found them in the back. I found these in the back room last night. I was like, wow, I forgot about these. Let's see. Eleanor Rigby and Yellow Submarine here is about an EX copy, VG Plus / EX. Original capital US, Eleanor Rigby, and Yellow Submarine. There is the front and the back of the picture sleeve, which is one I don't get too often. The Beatles, Yellow Submarine, and Eleanor Rigby. I'm going to start this at $15. $15. Decently nice picture sleeve, just a little bit of ring wear there. Not much going on up here at the top, but the Beatles is $15 start. Of course, singles from Revolver, 1966, the Beatles. $15 start on that picture sleeve. Let's see here. Johnny Cash was claimed. Who got Johnny Cash? Because I don't see that on my feed. Jeremy did. He did. Jeremy got JC. That was up there at the top in between all the Rolling Stones. Jeremy got Johnny Cash. Jeremy Vaught got Johnny Cash hymns. Now, Kansas is sold to Grant Peltzer for $35. I'll put that there, Tanner. Kansas is sold for $35. Bryan Adams is at $40 with Stephen Chesney. That's going once, going twice. And the Beatles has a bid with Jeremy for $20. Jeremy's at $20 on that. Where did I miss the hair metal? Where's the hair metal? And when are you doing some hair metal? I didn't know I advertised any hair metal for tonight, did I? I don't think I did, unless I made a post in my sleep. I think I said I was going to have some more Saturday night. This is Friday night, unless I've missed a day. I said I was going to have some more of that Saturday night. We got to get some more of it ready. We have plenty more of it, I promise. We've got plenty more of it, but I just don't have any ready tonight. It's definitely going to be in a post and an ad. We'll have it definitely promoted, but I think we everything else I have pictured we sold last night. If you missed last night, you missed most of that because we sold almost all of it. We did sell all of it. It's all gone. It's all gone. Poof, hair metal doesn't stick around. The Beatles is at $20, final call. Bryan Adams $42, now Bryan Adams $45. Last night was a heck of a sale. We went from 7 to about 11:30 nonstop. That's the most we've sold in a while. That was we had an epic sale last night. That was some great stuff. I plan on doing some more of the hard rock and metal type stuff tomorrow night. Is there some tonight? Probably in some of these crates. I really don't know. As y'all know, I never really know what's happening. So, Ice Castles original soundtrack album. Ice Castles, $9.99. We have Tangerine Dream, Sorcerer. Tangerine Dream is $19.99. Final call on the Beatles and final call on Bryan Adams, since I think everybody's out. Steely Dan, Katie Lied. Here's one everybody's been asking for, $34.99. Boy, that's nice. Katie Lied, $34.99. We have David Bowie, Ziggy Stardust, $34.99. David Bowie, The Rise and Fall of Ziggy Stardust. That's a very clean black label RCA, $34.99. The Rolling Stones, Let It Bleed. It has a smile price label on the front. That's a 1983 German pressing, $39.99. $39.99. 83 German pressing of Let It Be. So back up to the top, Pamela Yeager first on SD, which is Steely Dan. Paul Gill, you were second. Joseph, I will maybe have some tonight, but for sure try to tune in tomorrow night if you can. We got somebody else out on Bryan Adams. Time to end those right after we say Kevin Boyer was third on Steely Dan and Pamela Yeager is first on David Bowie. The Sorcerer soundtrack, music by Tangerine Dream, is $19.99, Jeff McIntosh. That means Bryan Adams is sold for $45 to Jeremy Vaught. And he also gets the Beatles, Yellow Submarine, and Eleanor Rigby picture sleeve for $20. The Rolling Stones is $39.99. It's an 83 German pressing, near mint minus vinyl. Automatically, I guess you deduct the cover because of this smile price sticker, but we'll have to call that a VG or VG Plus overall. Jeff McIntosh wants the Sorcerer soundtrack. That's sold to Jeff McIntosh. Willie Nelson, Without a Song, $14.99. And the Best of the Doobie Brothers is $14.99. Michael Nath sold on, Michael Nath sold on the Rolling Stones. I got some more Beatles picture sleeves over here. I like these two a lot. So this collection, what happened is we had a guy work for us for about a year. He listed stuff on eBay, And he took all these off the sales floor because he was going to put them on eBay and Discogs, and they never got listed. And so they got put in a box and they got stored away. And since we're about to do some more construction Monday in the back room, I ran across these. They were in a 45 box, and it's full of Beatles and Stones and really great 45s. This one's really cool. And I had bought a collection of these back in January. Actually, the guy I bought these from, see, January 2021. I went to his house on January 2nd, 2021. I remember it. It was very cold. This guy was a huge Beatles collector. I don't know if y'all remember that collection when we got it in. He had boxes full of really cool EPs like this. He was at Woodstock. He was at the Shea Stadium concerts. And he actually passed away earlier this year. He had unbelievable. When I met him, he had just sold his Shea Stadium ticket stubs and his he had his Woodstock ticket that he never did even use. But he had an amazing collection. Here's some of it right here that I have resurfaced out of the back. Yellow Submarine, For No One, Eleanor Rigby, and Good Day Sunshine. And this is near mint. It's a really nice copy. And this is French, right? Is this French? Yeah, this is a French Yellow Submarine. It still has this original. It's barely hanging on, FYI. I don't even want to touch it. And it may fall off. It's barely hanging on. It's this little perforated tab that says the Beatles with the catalog number. This is a $20 start. Yellow Submarine. It's a 4-track EP from France. For No One, Eleanor Rigby, and Good Day Sunshine. $20 start on that. Flip back from France. $20 start. Jeremy first on Willie Nelson. That sold to Jeremy Vite. Michael Mofield was first to the Doobie Brothers. And Patty, you were second. That just leaves poor old Ice Castles for $9.99. Billy Joe, 52nd Street. Billy Joe is $14.99. ZZ Top Afterburner is $24.99. ZZ Top Afterburner, $24.99. Rare Earth, Band Together. Rare Earth is $14.99. Return to Forever, Romantic Warrior, $14.99 on Romantic Warrior. Rod Stewart, Blondes Have More Fun, $14.99. And Mountain Climbing, Mississippi Queen. Boy, the cut on this record, the one I have, which I believe is the Windfall OG, it is such a loud record. I mean, of course, y'all know how that, this is mint too. Y'all know how that song kicks off, Mississippi Queen. It sounds so good, these OG pressings. $24.99, Mountain. That's a nice copy too overall. Sometimes these are pretty ragged. Let's see, Yellow Submarines at $25. Jeremy Vite first on ZZ Top Afterburner. We have Jeff Miller first on Billy Joel. Jeff Miller first on Billy Joel. Sarah Morgan on Rare Earth. We have Fred Carnell on Romantic War. Oh, hold on a second. Let me restart those. We have Jeremy first on ZZ Top. Jeff Miller on Billy Joel. Sarah Morgan on Rare Earth. Fred Carnell on Romantic Warrior. We have Jeff said cancel Billy Joel. I'll just leave that in there for right now. Shelby Hurt first on Mountain. Calvin Ward was second. Sarah Morgan was third. Jeff is at 26 on Yellow Submarine. And Arthur, you were fourth on Mountain. You were fourth on Mountain, Arthur. There was 3 other people to claim that before you. Okay, I've got some more stuff to put up for auction. Let me do, let's see here. Let's start. We got this one here. We have Chicago 18. Chicago 18 is a $30 start, near mint and pristine Japanese pressing of Chicago 18. That's a $30 start. Has a 2-page Japanese flip. Really nice cover of Obi. Chicago 18, $30 start. Billy Joel is back in the bin. Jeff, that is, was Jeff's. That's $14.99. So back to the crate. We have the best of Jimmy Smith. That's in shrink wrap, $24.99. And Peter Cetera. Peter Cetera was in Chicago. Solitude Solitaire. That is $9.99. And Gloria Estefan, Cuts Both Ways. Gold stamp promo, $14.99. Gary's out on Yellow Submarine. That means Jeff McMaster has that for $26, going twice, going 3 times. The Eagles' Greatest Hits, $34.99. U.S. Press, $34.99. Craig Weatherford, first on Gloria Estefan. David Bowie Stage, gold stamp promo on the back, 2 LP, $44.99. David Bowie Stage, $44.99. Louisiana Cajun Music. Louisiana Cajun Music, Volume 1, the first recordings from the 1920s, 1999, in shrink wrap. Jack Bruce, at his best. Jack Bruce is $34.99. Loverboy, self-titled Loverboy, is $19.99. Jeremy Vite, first of the Cajun Music. And we have another. I'll show that one in a minute because we just had one claim. Jeremy got that one. Sarah was second. Michael Nath was third. Back-to-back Loverboys. We got Loverboy self-titled and Loverboy Keep It Up. Chicago Hot Streets is $9.99. Lee Greenwood, You've Got a Good Love Coming. God Bless the USA, $14.99. And Buffalo Springfield, D. Hill wrote his name on the cover. It's a 2LP, $36.99. All right, Yellow Submarine is sold to Jeff McMaster for $26. If anybody wants Chicago, it's a buy it now for $30. Chicago is a buy it now for $30 if anybody wants that. Now, the next Cajun or LA comment can get Volume 3. That is also $19.99. That's the string bands of the 30s. $19.99. Genesis Invisible Touch, about a VG or VG Plus cover. $17.99. No condition notes on the vinyl. Jeff McMaster, first of that one. Cajun. And then Jeremy Vite wants the Chicago for a $30 buy it now. I'm going to put that on top of the Beatles EP. That is sold to Jeremy for $30. Sarah was second on Cajun. Todd Tipton first on Genesis. Jeffrey Walker was second. The Best of Sticks and Shrink Wrap, $24.99 for the Best of Sticks. The Byrds Greatest Hits, $19.99. Hey, Mr. Tambourine Man. That's the second label. Very clean vinyl, though. Where's my other Beatles 45s at? Let's do the ones I had in the pictures first. This next one is another French EP. Help, Mr. Moonlight, I'm Down, and I'll Follow the Sun. I'm going to start this one at 25 as well. By the way, I originally had it marked. So far, these have sold a lot less than what I originally had them marked, but look how nice. Glossy. This is another 4-track French EP. Very nice, and I think the vinyl on this is also super duper clean. It is. Very nice. Near Mint Minus vinyl French EP of Help. Very cool. Look at those haircuts. Scandalous for the time. $20 start on the Beatles. I like that press conference. I think when they first came into New York, or maybe they was in Miami, and they asked George when he's going to get a haircut, and he said he just had one. They may be the most wittiest people I've ever heard talk to. The stuff that John or George, I guess all of them though, they'd come up with some pretty witty stuff. $20 start on that one. Asia, $35 start, Near Mint and Pristine. I think this is the one we had up the other night. I'm going to reduce the price. It has a 2-page Japanese flip. It is Near Mint and Pristine, $35 start. Where's all the comments at? Everybody is being awfully quiet all of a sudden. We have the Byrds and we have Sticks still available and unclaimed. What in the world? Ricky Van Shelton, 3, $29.99. I don't know if I've seen that too often. Ricky Van Shelton, 3, $29.99. ABBA's Greatest Hits, Volume 2, $19.99. Dancing Queen. Louis Armstrong, that's $14.99. Louis Armstrong, $14.99. Sammy Davis Jr., The Goin's Great. Sammy Davis Jr. is $9.99. Sarah Morgan's first to Louis. Sarah's awake. Jeremy's first on Ricky Van Shelton. Jeremy's awake. Howard Jones, Humans Live, in shrink wrap, includes the hits New Song, Don't Crackle Up, What Is Love, Hide and Seek, as featured on MTV, $26.99. Actually, this one don't have any condition notes on it. Yeah, this one got, well, we're not in a check condition bin, are we? No, we're not. So yeah, this is really nice. Near Mint in shrink wrap with hop sticker, $26.99. Jeremy Vite, first on ABBA. Jeremy got that. No bid yet on the Beatles, looking for a $20 start. And no bid yet on Asia, looking for a $35 start. Kevin Boyer said he'll take the Byrds. Now he said hold it. He has to look, he might have it. Okay, so we'll put that in pending. Also, the Best of Sticks, Near Mint and shrink wrap, $24.99. For some reason, I feel like we was in a check condition bin, but we're not. These are all EX Plus to Near Mint Minus. Paul Simon's Greatest Hits, $19.99. Simply Red, A New Flame, shrink wrap and hop sticker, $24.99. Willie Nelson and Family, Willie and Family Live, $24.99. Buffalo Springfield, Last Time Around, $34.99 for Buffalo Springfield. John Denver's Greatest Hits Volume 2, $12.99. Thank God I'm a Country Boy. My Sweet Lady, Calypso. Annie's Song, $12.99. Jeremy Vite, First to Willie and Family Live. Tommy Green, First to the Best of Sticks. We have Archetypes, The Velvet Underground, $49.99. Interesting. The Velvet Underground Archetypes, $49.99. Ed Nelson on BS. That is Buffalo Springfield, perhaps. That's sold to Ed Nelson. I'm going to make these auctions. Buy it now. The French Help EP, now just $20. Now just $20 on that. I've got a local customer. If these don't sell, that's perfectly okay, because he will definitely love to see some of these. That's sold to Mark Cunningham for $20. He gets that as a buy it now. Asia is a $35 buy it now. Asia, self-titled, $35 buy it now. And before that, before Mark claiming the Beatles at $20, we had Jeremy Vite is First to John Denver. John Denver, that's Greatest Hits. That's sold to Jeremy Vite. Babe Ruth, Amar Caballero. Babe Ruth is $19.99. And David Bowie, Fame and Fashion. David Bowie's all-time greatest hits, $34.99. RCA, and that is from, I guess that's a U.S. release, even though I don't really see that too often. Yeah, $34.99. 1984, $34.99 on David Bowie, Fame and Fashion. Roy Buchanan, In the Beginning, $19.99. And Charlie Daniels, T. John Grease and Wolfman, that is $24.99. Charlie Daniels. That's Charlie's second album with an alternate cover. It's like a repressing of it. Yeah, it's very fragile. No, it's... Yeah. Okay, this is a unique release. Another that I found from this Beatles stash that I forgot I had. This is a Russian pressing. It's an official Russian pressing. Well, I wouldn't go as far as official, but I think it is. Russian, with a little help from my friends, Penny Lane, When I'm 64, and Lovely Rita. So a 4-track stuff from Sgt. Pepper's and Magical Mystery Tour. That is Russian. It's in the original company sleeve. This is also a $20 start. Very nice vinyl. Has the company sleeve with it. And that is a $20 start. And the tracks on that is a little help from my friends, Penny Lane, When I'm 64, and Lovely Rita. And yes, that is in English. That will be the Beatles. They're not singing in Russian. Just like when we sell Japanese pressings, those are not in Japanese. That is Asia singing in English. Sarah Morgan, First to the David Bowie. Kevin says he already has the Bird, so I'll put that back in the crate. So the Bird's Greatest Hits is still available for $19.99. And Pamela wants the Velvet Underground. So Bowie and Velvet Underground sold out of there. Warren Zevon is $34.99. And the Doobie Brothers is $14.99. David Bowie Stage is $44.99. Minute by Minute's $14.99. Brian C. is at $20 on the Beatles. Bonnie Tyler, Faster Than the Speed of Night, $9.99. Aerosmith, Get Your Wings. Aerosmith is $29.99. Get Your Wings, Aerosmith. And Peace and Understanding is Hard to Find. Junior Walker and the All-Stars, $14.99. Rick Haney does take the Bird's Greatest Hits. Brian C's at $20 on the Beatles, going once, going twice. Elephant's Memory, Songs from Midnight Cowboy, $24.99. $24.99. Todd Tipton wants Arrow Smith. That's sold to Todd Tipton. Final call on the Beatles. Let me grab another Japanese pressing over here. So far, the only roadblock on auctions has been, of all things, Asia. Faithful Asia. No claims. Like I said, it's kind of like it's my goal to get everybody in the world one of those too. This is the Flashdance soundtrack. Flashdance soundtrack is near mint and pristine Japanese pressing. This is a $35 start on Flashdance. And final call on the Russian Beatles. The Russian Beatles. They're a little bit more vicious. Jeremy Vite, first on Bonnie Tyler. That's sold to Jeremy Vite. Minute by Minute, this is about a VG Plus cover. And the vinyl is near mint and pristine. Near mint and pristine. Richard Group. Brian C., you were second on Aerosmith. Paul Gill, first on Junior Walker. Neil, The Elephant's Memory is $24.99. Songs from Midnight Cowboy. Very clean vinyl. Next is Sherry Darnell. You were second on the Bonnie Tyler. Jeremy's at 40 on Flashdance. Let's go ahead and sell the Russian Beatles to Brian C. for $20. I'll put that right there. That's sold to Brian C. for $20. I've got more. Don't you worry. I think I got another Russian Beatles in here somewhere. I got more Russian Beatles. This is probably my favorite one. Probably should keep this. I mean, it's the Beatles golfing. Yeah, let me hold on to that. Let's change it up and show a Rolling Stones. Now this one, I'll show you just so everybody can see it. I think that's why another reason that was put aside, because I was like, well, if I'm going to keep any of these from his collection, that's a cool one. You got the Beatles. I don't know if they're at a golf course or at a putt-putt. No, that's an actual golf course. I see some dollies back there. It's pretty cool. I might sell that. It would take a little bit higher starting price on that one. This is the Rolling Stones. Let's see. This is Japanese. This is Japanese. This is a $35 start. Get Off My Cloud, 19th Nervous Breakdown, Satisfaction as Tears Go By. It looks like it's about EX. Really nice and really cool cover. Check that out. Flip back from Japan. It's a 4-track. It plays at a 33 1/3. That's a $35 start. And, oh, it gets better. It has the lyric insert with it too. Satisfaction, Tears Go By, Get Off My Cloud, and 19th Nervous Breakdown. All right. That was priced also back in 2021. That's been all stored away in the back. It's nice finding stuff like that. So $35 on that, and Flashdance is sold to Jeremy for $40. That's sold to Jeremy for $40. Here's what's left in this crate. If you need any prices, let me know. Ice Castles, Rod Stewart, Blondes Have More Fun. We have Billy Joe, 52nd Street. The Best of Jimmy Smith, Peter Cetera. The Eagles' Greatest Hits, David Bowie Stage, Jack Bruce, Loverboy, Hot Streets, Chicago, Lee Greenwood, Buffalo Springfield, Sammy Davis Jr., Howard Jones, Paul Simon, Simply Red, Babe Ruth, Roy Buchanan, Charlie Daniels, Warren Zevon, Elephant's Memory, and Doobie Brothers. There's a few more in there that I would think would be going to new homes by the end of the night, but we'll see what happens. Right, Tanner? Tanner said right. Tanner's back into the tagging station. Everything is right with the world now. Tanner's back in his normal station. We also got Doug is in the back right now shipping. There's probably some of y'all getting tracking numbers. Jake and Seth are both tagging because we sold so much last night. We got 2 people tagging right now trying to get us back to square one. And any metal 45s? Yes. We bought a whole collection of punk and hard rock and metal 45s in that recent trip. There's like 1,000 of them back there. So, yeah, I hear the tape gun back there right now. He is packing. Is Poison going to be on next week's invoice or the following week? The following week. Poison won't be here until next week. All right, Grand Funk, On Time. We don't get this one too often. In shrink wrap, $19.99. This is also an EX Plus to Near Mint crate. Dolly Parton, New Harvest First Gathering. Haven't had a copy of that in a while. $24.99. Waylon Jennings, Waylon, I've Always Been Crazy. $24.99. We have Glenn Campbell, Southern Nights in shrink wrap, $9.99. The Tony Bennett, Bill Evans album, Tony Bennett and Bill Evans, $34.99. Jan and Dean Anthology, $24.99 on Jan and Dean Anthology. Aerosmith Rocks, speaking of Back in the Saddle, that's the first track on this album, $24.99. Kevin Boyer, first on Grand Funk, Jeremy first on Dolly, Sarah was second. If anybody wants to do a buy it now on the Stones, that's a $35 buy it now on the Rolling Stones. $35 buy it now on the Rolling Stones if anybody's interested in that. We have Aerosmith with order form. Let's see what that looks like. I don't know if I've ever seen that with this album. Draw the Line, $29.99. Hey, you get a t-shirt. Does anybody have that? $29.99. Has the original inner sleeve too. Very nice looking copy. Aerosmith Rocks, Aerosmith Draw the Line. Harry Chapman, Greatest Stories Live, $14.99. Willie Nelson, Me and Paul, $14.99 for Willie Nelson, Me and Paul. The Dave Brubeck Quartet, Dave Digs Disney. That could be interesting. It's a 1957 mono 6i, $34.99. Dave Brubeck, Dave Digs Disney. That's really cool. $34.99. We have Bob Riger, first on Aerosmith. Mr. Riger, let me know if you want rocks or draw the line. I know for sure Jeremy wants Willie Nelson. That's so to Jeremy. Icantina's Greatest Hits in shrink wrap, $24.99. Icantina's Greatest Hits, $24.99. That's very nice. Arthur Prosser wants Dave Brubeck. Arthur, if you're a first-time buyer, please make sure you follow these instructions. You message our page, which is this page on Facebook, CollectCo. Send us an instant message with your email address and your mailing address. We'll send you an invoice on either Sunday or Monday. And it's $7, unlimited shipping, as much as you want to buy tonight and tomorrow night. That's sold to Arthur. Bob Riger wants Draw the Line, and Jeremy gets Icantina. Those are all sold. We have Tony Bennett, Summer of 42, $9.99. Two Lefty from Willie. Willie Nelson again, $14.99. And the Staples Singers, Respect Yourself, $34.99. Let's see what I've got over here in my stack of 45s. I'm going to group some of these together here. Let's see here. Yeah, let me group these together. Are these the colored vinyl? I think they are. Are these all different? I'm going to do a bunch of these together. Well, I've got 4. Yeah. All right, so these are, I think these are technically the Decca Sessions. Yeah, so here's how they release these. These are technically the Beatles Decca Sessions. They're unofficials on Decagon. They're all on colored vinyl. They all have really cool picture sleeves, front and back. Really cool shot of the Beatles. And they're all on colored vinyl, and they're mint, unplayed. Once again, this is from that guy's collection. So the Decca Sessions, we have one. We have this one on yellow vinyl. We have this one, Till There Was You, Crying, Waiting, and Hoping. That's on yellow vinyl. And this one's on red vinyl. September in the Rain and Sheik of Arabia. This is promotional use. They're not actually promo copies, but so all 4 of those is a $35 start. $35 start for those 4. That's up for auction. Let me grab a new Japanese pressing. We have, or maybe a new U.S. pressing, something, maybe, let's see if I got something from last night that I can't believe didn't sell. We'll just put up for a low start auction. Maybe from Wayne's collection, or, yeah, here we go. Well, maybe, let me wait on that one. Not from Wayne's collection. Let me see what else is in here, though. I think I took Buy It Now Best Offer on everything. Yeah, we will do something from Wayne's collection. We're going to do, it's a new LP. It's called Tommy Bolin, Come Taste the Man. Tommy Bolin. This is from Wayne's collection. It is sealed. $10 start. Tommy Bolin, Come Taste the Man. And that's from Friday Music. Friday Music, Tommy Bolin. $10 start on that. $10 start on that. Jeremy's at $35 on the Beatles. Okay, back to the crate. This, we have Finesse and Sinquis. Finesse, maybe, and Sinquis. Soul Sisters, $14.99. America. Debut America album, self-titled, $19.99. Second label, very clean copy. Tommy Bolin, $10, $20, now $25. The Best of the Bee Gees, Volume 2, $14.99. Final Call on the Beatles at $35. Any early Chicago? No. I think there's some more Chicago over there, but they're not, none of the first 5 or 8 albums, probably. America, any more Record Store Day stuff from Wayne? The only thing I have left is the Blue Oyster Cult. Is there more back there? Most likely, yes. America sold to Kevin. The Beatles is at 40. Tommy Bolin's at 30. Rich, we've already sold America. Live Cream is $14.99 for Live Cream. $14.99. Very nice. Ed Nelson's at 35 on Tommy Bolin. Jeremy's at 42 on the Beatles. Nat King Cole, Dear Lonely Hearts, $9.99. Michael Mofield first on Cream. That's sold to Michael Mofield. And Joe Cocker is $24.99. Thank you, Doug. Have a good weekend.
You do the same.
We have the Best of Crow, $14.99 on Best of Crow. And Savoy Brown, Street Corner Talking. Savoy Brown is $19.99. Beatles, $42. Tommy Bolin, $35. Michael got Cream. Beatles is at 43. Tommy Bolin 40. Beatles 45. Beatles 45. Jeff McMaster wants Savoy Brown. Rich BOC Record Store Day. We had Rarities Volume 1 and Volume 2. We sold a copy of each, but we still got a copy of Rarities Volume 2. This is, oh yeah, this is something I didn't even mention last night. Golden Ticket. 100 randomly chosen copies include a band photo autographed by Buck Dharma and Eric Bloom. And we sold a copy last night to James Bragg. James, I forgot to mention that. If you open that, it could have an autograph. But we had Volume 1, we had Volume 2. It's blue vinyl, and that is $64.99. $64.99. Lazarus, if you want that, it's yours. If not, it's sold to Mike Cochran. Somebody's going to end up with that. It's either Lazarus or Mike's. It's $64.99. Sarah Morgan was third. Jeremy's at 46 on the Beatles. Chris Wood Sr.'s at 40 on Tommy Bolin. Chicago, 17, $9.99. Jim Croce, his greatest hits, Photographs and Memories, $19.99. I've been listening to a lot of Jim Croce lately. It does not get old. I could listen to it every day. $19.99. It's like, for me, listening to early Elton or the Beatles or Led Zeppelin, just repeat. Culture Club, Color by Numbers, is $24.99. Culture Club, $24.99. So Mike Cochran gets the BOC. That's sold to Mike Cochran. Mike, if you end up getting that autographed picture, let us know. That'd be pretty cool. I forgot to mention that on the other one. James says he might open his by August. Yeah. Well, let me know if you get one too. Next, the Beatles is at 50. Bolin's at 45. Beatles is at 56. Kim Johnson first on Jim Croce. Tanner, that one was $19.99. Sarah Morgan was second. Tommy Bolin's at 47. The Beatles is at 60. The Coasters, Greatest Hits, $24.99 on the Coasters, Greatest Hits. Charlie Brown, Yakety Yak, $24.99. And of course, Searching. Delaney and Bonnie and Friends on tour with Eric Clapton in shrink wrap, $34.99. Delaney and Bonnie and Friends on tour with Eric Clapton. That's a nice copy in shrink wrap, and it has the original Atco inner sleeve with it. $34.99. That needs to be turned this way because I don't want to fit the other way. There we go. $34.99. Near Mint, Delaney and Bonnie. Vanilla Fudge, The Beat Goes On, $19.99. Joe Walsh, So What? Joe Walsh is $19.99. And Toto, Fahrenheit, is a gold stamp promo, $19.99. Toto. Climax Blues Band, Tightly Knit, $14.99. Climax Blues Band, Tightly Knit, $14.99. All right, so let's do some final calls. Chris Wood Sr. is at 47 on the Tommy Bolin, Come Taste the Man. Friday Music sealed. Like I said, that was from Wayne's collection. Didn't sell last night. Chris is at 47. The Beatles, these four, Decagon, colored vinyl singles. Lily McCurry's at 60. That's a final call. Ed's out on Tommy Bolin. Jeremy's out on the Beatles. Lily McCurry wants Delaney and Bonnie. That's sold to Lillian McCurry. And it's Dwayne Allman on this one. I don't know if he's on this one or Eric Clapton is. They might both be on here. Eric Clapton, lead guitar. Dave Mason, guitar. I don't see any mention of Allman Brothers, but of course Eric Clapton is. He's mentioned on Bobby Whitlock on organ and vocals. Yeah, those are cool. All those Delaney and Bonnie albums are great. The Beach Boys, Spirit of America. We get them quite often. I wish we would sell more of them, especially if y'all don't have them. They're really good records, the Delaney and Bonnie stuff. Beach Boys, Spirit of America, 2LP compilation, $19.99. Black Oak, Arkansas, High on the Hog. Really nice looking copy. That's $19.99. Neil Diamond Gold, $12.99. Live at the Troubadour. The Yes album is $19.99. Gatefold Classic Yes album. Steppenwolf Rest in Peace, $19.99. Lily McCurry on Black Oak, Arkansas. Colin Butler was third. That's because Jeremy was second. All right, let's go ahead and end these auctions. Tommy Bolin is sold to Chris Wood Sr. for $47, and Lily McCurry gets the Beatles singles, all four of those, for $60. Has the TNT available? No, TNT is still available. It's 100, and what crate did I put that in last night? That's in one of these crates over here, or did I put it back? I think it might be up there on that top shelf, but yes, it's still available. Okay, next Beatles auction. I've got a few more over here before I have to go get the box in the back seat of my car. Okay, let's do 2 Paul McCartney singles. Rare B-side. Let me see what that is. Do I have another Paul McCartney? Yeah, we'll give all 3. We'll do a 3 lot on Paul McCartney. I think these are pretty tough to get, though. I mean, I've got them. They're marked back from a couple years ago, pretty pricey, and these were from Discogs and Pop. We were using Pop Site comps a lot back then, too. So let's go ahead and show a couple more of these. Supertramp, Give a Little Bit. Name of the album is Even the Quietest of Moments. That's $19.99. Bonnie Raitt. Bonnie Raitt is $9.99. Willie Nelson, City of New Orleans, $14.99 on Willie Nelson. Ultravox, Vienna. Ultravox is $24.99. And the best of Isaac Hayes, $19.99. Let's see. Pamela Yeager first on Supertramp. Arthur is first on Ultravox. Arthur Prosser, you got Ultravox. Colin Butler first on Isaac Hayes. Fred Carnell was second. Jeremy got Willie Nelson, City of New Orleans. Okay, so we've got 3 Paul McCartney singles here and Wings. This one is Wings, Give Ireland Back to the Irish, and Give Ireland Back to the Irish. And this one is the version, just says version, and this one says McCartney and McCartney. I originally had that stickered for $39.99. So I originally had that one stickered for $40. This is singles from Ram, Backseat of My Car, and Heart of the Country. And this is a near mint and pristine UK pressing. Heart of the Country and Backseat of My Car. That's a UK version. And then here's a classic, a US from Band on the Run, Jet and Let Me Roll It. And this says rare B-side, and I don't know if it's really rare, but I think Let Me Roll It usually isn't the B-side on that. So all three of these for a $15 start. $15 start for all 3 of these. Let me get this crease. There we go. $15 start for all 3. So some great music there. Jet, Let Me Roll It, Backseat of My Car, Heart of the Country. And the version, John says that's the instrumental version. Okay, so 15 for all 3 of those. Cool stuff there, Paul McCartney. Let me grab a new Japanese pressing. Armin and Jeff have both bid 15. And I think we got a 12-inch single from Wham. I wonder if Carlene's watching. Wham, I'm Your Man, 12-inch single, and I'm Your Man a cappella. This is going to be a $25 start. It's in shrink wrap with Obi. $25 start on Wham. Okay, and Mike McGinnis wants Bonnie Raitt. That's so to Mike McGinnis. Let me pause my mic for 1 second. Whew, I feel better. Tanner's making fun of me gulping water. I have to do a lot of talking. It's hot in here too. Johnny Cash, One Piece at a Time, $14.99. Johnny Cash, Savoy Brown, Jack the Toad, $24.99. Chicago, If You Leave Me Now, that's a compilation, hits compilation, $14.99. And the Bee Gees First, a 1967 CTH press, $39.99. Good stuff here. Bee Gees First, $39.99. Paul McCartney, 15, 15, 16, 20, 15, 17. Kevin Boyer first on SB. Savoy Brown. Chicago, If You Leave Me Now is a hits comp. Bee Gees First. Still got Johnny Cash, One Piece at a Time. Lily McCurry first on the Bee Gees. I'm going to read what's left in this crate. Josh Ragland gets the Johnny Cash. And then I'm going to grab a brand new one. I've got 3 more crates of vintage to go through. I repeat, 3 more crates of vintage to go through. Arm Lazelle's at 21 on the 3 Paul McCartneys. And one more time, that is Backseat of My Car and Heart of the Country, UK. US of Jet, and the B-side is Let Me Roll It. And then we have the Give Ireland Back to the Irish by Paul McCartney and Wings. And those are all really nice. Well, let me check Jet. Let's see. Jet is closer to EX than near, yeah, it's closer to EX than near mint and pristine. And let me double check this one. Yeah, that is unplayed. And I think the UK one, I've already looked at it. Yeah, it was unplayed too. So the Irish and the UK are unplayed. We'll call that VG Plus or EX on the US jet. That's a 24 with John Young right now. Wham is a $25 start. So here's what's left. If you need a price, let me know. Waylon, I've always been crazy. Any more new? Nothing that hadn't been shown, but I may go through some stuff. That hadn't been shown in a while. So Waylon, I've always been crazy. Glenn Campbell, Southern Nights. That's only $9.99. The Tony Bennett, Bill Evans album, Jan and Dean Anthology. Aerosmith Rocks is still available. Harry Chapman, Greatest Stories Live. Tony Bennett, Summer of 42. Willie Nelson. The Staple Singers, Finesse and Sinquis. Best of the Bee Gees, Volume 2. Nat King Cole, The Best of Crow. Joe Cocker, Chicago 17. The Coasters' Greatest Hits. Culture Club, Karma Chameleon. Vanilla Fudge, Joe Walsh, So What. Toto, Fahrenheit. Climax Blues Band, The Beach Boys. Neil Diamond Gold, The Yes Album. Steppenwolf, Rest in Peace, and Chicago, If You Leave Me Now. Hey, it's got 25 or 624 on it, and Saturday in the Park, and Feeling Stronger Every Day. Does anybody really know what time it is? That's $14.99. Waylon, I've always been crazy. That is $24.99. Michael Mofield. Jeremy wants the Culture Club. Sell that to Jeremy. Any more Japanese press metal? Let me read off what I have in the Japanese bin, and then I can start taking some requests. At this point, I really don't know what to put up. The Beatles, 67-70. Creedence, the Eagles, Michael Schenker Group, ABBA, Rick James, Tanya Tucker, Rick Springfield, Spyro Gyra, Carpenters, Bee Gees, Billy Joel. That's a 12-inch single. Air Supply, Randy Meisner, We Are the World, Neil Young, ABBA, Santana, Jackson Brown, Rainbow, Earth, Wind and Fire. We may do Rainbow next. Linda Ronstadt, Fame soundtrack. We may do that one next. Linda Ronstadt, Chicago 16, Mahalia Jackson, another Eagles Greatest Hits. Foreigner, Mary Poppins, Manhattan, The Beatles, Star Club, Chicago 16, The Band, Peter Frampton, The Doobie Brothers, Michael Jackson Thriller, and The Beatles, a collection of Beatles oldies. All right, so we have, Michael asked how much was Waylon. Jeremy got Culture Club. Chicago Condition. No condition notes on it. These are all EX Plus to Near Mint Minus. Very clean. Near Mint Minus, yeah. We'll see if I'll set that aside because I have a feeling Fred will want that. Then we have requests for Beatles, Chicago. Both of the Eagles are Greatest Hits. Tanya Tucker, Randy Meisner, Rainbow. Paul McCartney's at 26, Linda Ronstadt, Rainbow, Michael Schenker. Can I see the Jet A-side one more time up close? Let's see. Jet. From the LP, Band on the Run. And B-side is Let Me Roll It. Okay, Tommy Flowers says Doobies. Was that? I think we're in, that was request from the Japanese bin. Arthur wants Aerosmith Rocks. And Colin said he claimed Chicago earlier. Okay, that was there in the comments. Fred asked the condition right before you. If Fred wants it, it's his. If not, then it's Colin's. Fred had asked the condition right before you. Chicago condition, then you claimed it. So we'll see who's first if he does want that. All right, so nobody wants Wham. That's a $25 buy it now. I'm Your Man, 12-inch single. If anybody wants that. And the two that I've already pulled for next is Rainbow. Rainbow is a $35 start, straight between the eyes. The vinyl is near mint and pristine. Rainbow, straight between the eyes. $35 start. Has a 2-page flip with it. The Obi does have some tape down here on the bottom. That's a $35 start. Fred Carnell says he does want Chicago. So I think we can do a final call now on Paul McCartney because John Young's out. The other two bidders were Arm Lazelle and Jeff McMaster. Arm Lazelle has it for $25. Jeff has it for $26. So Jeff McMaster has the high bid on these three for $26. RM Lazelle, let me know if you're in or out. If you're out, then those are Jeff's for $26. $35 start on Rainbow. No one claimed Waylon, but Clay Moore does want Neil Diamond Gold. That is sold to Clay Moore, Neil Diamond Gold. Time for a new crate. New crate, new crate, new crate. Good. Addison went and took a 2-hour break. You must work at the post office. That's on that Seinfeld episode. It's okay, Newman. Go take your 3-hour break. No disrespect for anybody that works for the United States Postal Service that's watching. Got any more faith? No more. Somebody asked, do I have George Michael faith? Do you have George Michael faith? And do we have any faith? No more. I don't have either more. George Michael Faith is an album that's not in print, and I don't have any Faith No More right now. That's probably something I need to order some more of. Rainbows at 35 of Lazarus. Paul McCartney's at 27. Jeremy does want the Waylon Jennings. That's sold to Jeremy. Paul McCartney's at 28. The 3 Paul McCartney 45s are at 28. I will put up Fame next. Paul McCartney's at 30. And Rainbow is at 35. Final call. Going once, going twice on Rainbow for 35. New crate of new vintage. Peter, Paul, and Mary in concert. We had one of those the other night that we sold. $14.99. Country USA, 1958. Country USA is $19.99. Jake's tagging again? Jake is tagging again. We've had 3 different taggers tonight. Fleetwood Mac Rumors, second label, near mint and pristine, $34.99 with the original lyric insert. That's a second label, but it's a beautiful near mint copy of Fleetwood Mac Rumors. So, Jeff, you're out on Paul McCartney lot. Arms at 30. This hadn't sold yet, sorry. Next was Jeremy, first on Country USA. That is sold to Jeremy. Paul McCartney at 31. And we have Peter, Paul, Mary, Fleetwood Mac. Supertramp, Breakfast in America in shrink wrap, $19.99. Eagles, One of These Nights, $34.99. Near mint US press. Loverboy, Get Lucky, $19.99. Working for the Weekend. More Heavy Sounds, $14.99. Chicago, Taj Mahal, Johnny Winter, Janis Joplin, Santana, The Byrds, Al Cooper, and others. Arm Lazelle's out. Let's go ahead and sell a couple auctions in. Rainbow is sold for $35 to Lazarus. And the 3 45s from Paul McCartney, Arm Lazelle's out. All 3 of those are sold to Jeff McMaster for $31. The Everly Brothers, Stories We Could Tell in shrink wrap, $14.99. Eagles, The Long Run. It has somebody's address label from Madison, Wisconsin. You probably can guess what collection that came from. $19.99. Planet Waves is $34.99. Sam Markham wants Every, which is for the Everly Brothers. Rock Superstars Volume 1. Procol Harum, Joe Cocker, T-Rex, The Move, $14.99. $14.99 on that one. Gladys Knight and the Pips, second anniversary, $9.99. Time for some new, let's see what I got over here in the Beatles 45 department. I've been holding off on this one because it's a little bit tougher to get, and I really don't know what's an accurate price. And also, I'm glad that I've got at least one knowledgeable person watching about Beatles, because this can be a tricky release. John, if you're watching, I need some help probably with this one. I hadn't looked at it in over 2 years, so I can't remember. This is the VJ. Do You Want to Know a Secret? And Thank You, Girl. Here's the label, and I think we originally didn't tag it as a boot. I can't really remember. I mean, we didn't originally tag it as one. So this is going to be a $25 start. I think we had it at one time marked for $74.99 about 2 years ago. It is original. Good. That's how we originally had it marked. But I know some of these can be like there's one hairline difference and it's not an original. It's got a little bit of a ding over here. And it looks like maybe somebody had it tacked up, maybe hanging on their wall or something at one time. I don't know what happened here. Maybe it's just a rip. But that is an original VJ. Of course, 9 out of 10 VJ items we get are counterfeit or bootlegged or unofficial, not officially licensed, whatever you want to call it. $25 start on that. The vinyl's pretty clean too for an original VJ 45 picture sleeve. $25 start on that. Okay, we had the Everly Brothers to Sam, Jackie Reynolds, is first on The Rock. Jackie Reynolds first on The Rock. Marty second. Michael Mofield got the Eagles. Greg Rogers first on Loverboy. Fred Carnell, you were third on the comp. And we're looking for a $25 start on that. I got about 3-4 more Beatles 45s before I go get more. We have original soundtrack from the motion picture, Fame. What does VJ stand for? I think they combined, the original owners, they combined two of their names together. Fame, $35 start. Near mint and pristine Japanese pressing. The original soundtrack from the motion picture, Fame, $35 start. It has a 2-page Japanese flip. It has a really nice cover with Obi, gatefold. Fame is a $35 start. The Beatles is a $25 start. Back to the crate of new vintage arrival. New vintage arrivals. We have Gene Vincent's Greatest, $14.99 on Gene Vincent's Greatest. Farewell to the First Golden Era, Mamas and Papas, Monday, Monday, California Dreamin'. This is a compilation, $19.99. Thomas Bowman in first at Fame at $35. Ray's Mood, Ray Charles, his orchestra and chorus, $19.99 on Ray's Moods, $19.99. The Four Seasons, second vault of golden hits. The Four Seasons is $9.99. Elvis on stage, 1970 Hollywood press, in shrink wrap, $29.99. Orange label, $29.99. Elvis on stage. Elvis Aloha from Hawaii via satellite, 2LP live, $29.99. Dave Grusin, Nightlines, $14.99. And the Four Seasons, Helicon, the Four Seasons, $9.99. Jeremy's at $36 on Fame. Apollo, Atmospheres and Soundtracks by Brian Eno, 1983, $64.99. Fame's now at $40. Walrus is $14.99. The Best of Deep Purple, Hush, $26.99 on the Best of Deep Purple. Focus Con Proby, this is $19.99. Focus is $19.99. Is this the one I've been looking for? It may be. Focus is $19.99. Wingless, Orion, Not Fly. Which one did I listen to the other day that was really good? Brother, it may be this one. Or it was something special about it. I can't remember. Focus is $19.99. We have Fame 3640. Neil Brashear first on Walrus. Fame 4245. We have Donna Summer Greatest Hits Volume 2. That is $9.99. There's a Volume 1 and 2 together. That's just Volume 2, $9.99. Ella at One Less Pens. Maybe. Ella Fitzgerald, $19.99 on Ella Fitzgerald. We have Buddy Holly, 20 love songs. Buddy Holly is $19.99. Aerosmith, Done with Mirrors, $29.99 for Aerosmith. Johnny Holiday, double album, 20. This is odd. $24.99. 1984 French pressing, $24.99. Thomas is at $55 on Fame. Bad Boy, Girl on the Run from 1985, $34.99. And Firefall Undertow, $9.99. All right, I think they're done bidding on Fame. Thomas Bowman's at $55. Final call. Final call if you want to get in on the Beatles, or you can risk on the $25 buy it now. You may not be first, though. If you bid, you know for sure you're going to get it, unless you get outbid. Let's go ahead and tag Elvis Hawaii to Amy Hutchins. That's sold to Amy Hutchins. Foghat Night Shift, $14.99 on Foghat Night Shift. Dan Fogelberg, Windows and Walls, $9.99. And Raven is $29.99. Columbia 2i, Raven self-titled. Jeremy Vite wants EF and Buddy Holly. Let's see here. There's Buddy Holly and there's Ella Fitzgerald. Those are both sold to Jeremy Vite. Those are sold and sold. We're going to go ahead and end some auctions too. We're going to sell Fame to Thomas Bowman for $55. $55 on Fame. And the Beatles is a $25 buy it now. Do you want to know a secret? And thank you, girl. An original VJ. $25 buy it now. Jeff McMaster gets that. Jeff gets that for $25. The Fame soundtrack was sold to Thomas Bowman for $55. And the next buy it now claim is Stevie Lee wants the Raven. That's sold to Stevie Lee. Time out. All right. Doing okay over there, Seth? Is that a yes? Man, this dude is constantly in a bad mood. George Harrison, Cloud 9, $24.99. George Harrison, Cloud 9, original inner sleeve, $24.99. Cloud 9. Imagine, John Lennon, music from the original motion picture, $49.99 from 1988. Imagine, $49.99. Wings Over America is $39.99. 3 Beatles related records there. George Harrison, Imagine, John Lennon, Wings Over America, and Paul McCartney, Give My Regards to Broad Street, $24.99. Paul McCartney. Yvonne Elliman, Rising Sun, $9.99 in shrink wrap. Kevin Boyer wants Cloud 9. That's sold to Kevin Boyer. And the Beatles' Let It Be is a 1970 Jacksonville press, $39.99. $39.99, 1970 Jacksonville press. About a VG Plus cover. Very nice vinyl. Atomic Rooster. Wow. White label promo, $29.99, 1973. It's got a promo sticker. It's a Atomic Rooster 4, white label promo, $29.99. Kevin got Cloud 9. Pamela wants LIB, which is not George Harrison or Imagine or Wings Over America or Broad Street. Let It Be. Pamela gets Let It Be. Arthur Prosser first to Atomic Rooster. Sam Markham, you were second. Bob Dylan, Desire, $34.99 for Bob Dylan, Desire. The Beatles first and Tony Sheridan, $19.99. The Beatles first and Tony Sheridan. Rhinoceros, Satin Chickens. Rhinoceros is $24.99. We have Roy Gallagher, Against the Grain. Roy Gallagher is $19.99. And Roy Buchanan, You're Not Alone. Roy Buchanan. Roy Gallagher and Roy Buchanan. Jerry Jeff Walker, $19.99. And the Kinks, State of Confusion, $14.99. Robert Johnson first on Roy Gallagher. Rory and not Roy Buchanan. Roy Gallagher. Yes, Roy Gallagher is sold to Robert Johnson. Michael Nath was second. Joe Sloop was third. Ed Nelson is 4. And I think Roger Ramjet was wanting to get Let It Be and Roy Gallagher, and those are both sold. The Kinks, we have Michael McDonald, No Looking Back, $14.99. What's going on with Tony Sheridan? That is probably the worst picture of Tony Sheridan they could get, right? That is kind of odd, isn't it? You got 3 beautiful pictures of Paul, John, and George, or Paul, George, and John, and odd, $19.99. Steely Dan's Greatest Hits, $44.99, gold stamp promo. I'm looking for the initials RL. There it is on side 2. Side 2 has Robert Ludwig mastering, and so does side 2 of the other disc. $44.99. Steely Dan's Greatest Hits, gold stamp promo, near mint. Ian wants the Beatles and Tony Sheridan. That's sold to Ian. And Pick Hits of the Radio Good Guys, Volume 2 on Lowry Records, $14.99. Radio Good Guys, Volume 2, which is Bobby Goldsboro, the Chiffons, Jan and Dean, Dion the Belmonts, the Mustangs, etc. Fred Carnell gets Steely Dan. We're not done. The Hollies, What Goes Around, in shrink wrap with hop sticker, $19.99. And John Prine is a 78 Presswell press, $64.99. John Prine is a 78 Presswell press, $64.99. I'm just going to read the titles that's left in here. If you want to know a price, let me know. I've got a few more auctions to put up. I mentioned earlier a lot of Japanese pressings earlier. I'm about to pull some of those. I've got a few more Beatles to put up before I go pull more. This is the Beatles, She's a Woman, and I Feel Fine, from Capitol. An original U.S. Capitol swirl. Very nice vinyl. I don't see a lot of marks on this one. It needs a light wipe down. There's a couple fingerprints right there where I just touched it. Very clean vinyl, though. Unusual for a lot of Beatles 45. This is a $25 start. She's a Woman, I Feel Fine, very clean vinyl. Nice clean sleeve too. $25 start on that. These things are usually ragged. All the teenagers. First, Troy wants Mamas and Papas. That's sold to Troy. And let me go grab one of those next Japanese pressings. We've got actually 2, if not 3 people's asked for Tanya Tucker. So let me find Tanya. Randy Meisner was some of the others. We have Here's Some Love, Tanya Tucker, a Japanese pressing with Obi. Never had this before. $25 start for Tanya Tucker. Here's Some Love. Near mint and pristine. $25 start on TT for Tanya Tucker. There's the Japanese insert. There is the cover with 2 Obies on it technically. $25 start on Tanya Tucker. Can I see the back of the Beatles sleeve? You sure can. There's one. I guess technically that's the back. Just not really any creases. Maybe something right there. Other than that, it's pretty crisp. Larry's at 25 on Tanya Tucker. That's what we're looking for, a start on the Beatles, 45. Here's what's left in this crate. Peter, Paul, and Mary. Fleetwood Mac Rumors, near mint and shrink wrap. Supertramp, near mint and shrink wrap. Those are 2 surprises. Eagles is near mint. These are all EX Plus and near mint. More Heavy Sounds. If you need any prices, just let me know. Bob Dylan, Planet Waves. Gladys Knight and the Pips. Gene Vincent's Greatest. Ray Charles, The Four Seasons. Elvis on Stage in shrink wrap. Dave Grusin, Night Lines. The Four Seasons, Helicon. Brian Eno, The Best of Deep Purple. Focus Conprobi. Jeremy Veidt, First to Supertramp, Breakfast in America. Josh, That Just Sold. Donna Summer, Greatest Hits 2. Supertramp was $19.99 though. Aerosmith is $29.99, done with mirrors. Johnny Halliday, he's got a weird last name, Hallylday. Final call on Tanya Tucker for $25, and final call to get a bid in on the Beatles. If not, it'll be a bite now like the other one. Bad Boy, Girl on the Run, $34.99. The label on this, Mike Cochran, is this label. That really don't have a name. You got a Columbia 6i, you got a Columbia 2i. I always call it the second label, which for some records it might be the third label, but does that one really have a name, a cool name like 2i or 6i? I just call it the other label. Chris Wood, The Deep Purple was $26.99. $26.99. Firefall, Undertow. Foghat, Night Shift. Dan Fogelberg, Windows and Walls. John Lennon, Imagine soundtrack. Wings Over America. Paul McCartney, Give My Regards to Broad Street, soundtrack to his film. Yvonne, Bob Dylan, Desire. Rhinoceros. Roy Buchanan. Jerry Jeff Walker. The Kinks. Michael McDonald. Radio Good Guys. The Hollies, and John Prine. All right, let's sell it. Tanya Tucker sold to Larry Smith for $25, and first come, first serve on the Beatles for $25. No one buy it, please. I've got a buyer that comes in on Sundays, and he always asks, you got any new Beatles stuff for me? This stuff's been put in the back for like 2 years. Sold to John Young for $25. Let me grab 2 new auctions and a new crate. I got a new crate of new vintage arrivals to go through. A crate of new vintage arrivals to go through. I'm going to make this a buy it now. Not really something I need to auction. And I'll probably auction that one next. But let me do another Beatles 45. This is, we had it marked $24.99. I'll do it for $9.99. It's something McCartney related. Susie and the Red Stripes. Written by McCartney and produced by Paul McCartney. It's on red vinyl. It's a promo, $9.99 on Susie and the Red Stripes. Just $9.99 on that. So, let's see here. Where did we get to? All right, so John Young got that Beatles 45 for $25. John Young was second. Tracks on Jerry Jeff. Colin Butler said Red Eye, and I think that's what we should call. Is that what we should call the other Columbia label? John Young says Beatles, Susie, and Nigel was second. So John Young gets this. He put Susie, Nigel second. And Jake, that's $9.99 to John Young. Now, the next auction is going to be What Goes On and Nowhere Man. $20 start on this one. This vinyl is, this single is closer to VG Plus or EX. Sleeve around VG Plus. It does show a little bit of ring wear there. No rips or dog ears though. Pretty flat, relatively crisp. What Goes On and Nowhere Man. That's a $20 start on that one. All right, so that's up for auction. And let me grab another requested Japanese auction. I think somebody, when I was reading these off, I think somebody said Linda Ronstadt. I got two in here. Let's put two up at once. This is going to be a $30 start for both of these. This is Linda Ronstadt Mad Love and Linda Ronstadt Get Closer. Both are near mint and pristine Japanese pressings. You're buying both, $30 start. I need to change crates. Let me do that right now. Changing crates. That Beatles 45 I just laid up, looking for a $20 start on that. I've got a whole crate of new vintage stuff here, never shown. This is actually some of the stuff I didn't get to last night. We're just now getting to it again tonight. Larry's at 30 on both Linda Ronstadts. Final call on the Beatles, and I've got one more. No, I've got two more. I got a John Lennon 45 that's kind of pricey, or pricier, and a Beatles picture disc that I might just start at $1 or something. Okay, the Firesign Theater in quadraphonic. Firesign Theater is $19.99. Also, final call on Linda Ronstadt. I'll sell those at the same time. More Firesign Theater. I don't know if I've ever sold one of those. I'm going to be honest. Do y'all ever remember me selling a Firesign Theater? We got to find a Firesign Theater collector. We've got them everywhere. There's at least one or two every night. We have Firefall, Luna Sea, Firesign, Firefall, $9.99. Dan Fogelberg Phoenix, $9.99. It all comes back. Paul Butterfield's Better Days. Paul Butterfield, $19.99. Foghat, $14.99 for Foghat self-titled. That's their debut, $14.99 on Foghat. Every Which Way But Loose soundtrack, $19.99. And Phil Oakes is $14.99. Rehearsals for Retirement, $14.99. Robert Johnson on PB. Paul Butterfield, so to Robert Johnson. We have, let's go ahead and end these auctions. Larry Smith gets both Linda Ronstadts for $30. And now, who wants the Beatles for $20? What Goes On and Nowhere Man? Let's see if there's anybody on standby for that. Let's see. David, I've already sold the Linda Ronstadts. This is Nested Laura Nero, $19.99. Jeff McMaster gets the Beatles for $20. That's sold to Jeff McMaster. ZZ Top Afterburner, $24.99. Richard Marx is $14.99. Richard Marx self-titled. Todd Tipton, first to Foghat. That's sold to Todd Tipton. Corey Hart, Boy in the Box, $19.99. And Ian Hunter, self-titled, which has Once Bitten, Twice Shy on it, $19.99 by Ian Hunter. This is different. $19.99. This is Sasson. Sasson presents Elton John special limited edition featuring hit songs from 4 albums. Disc contains Elton John's signature. Wow. All the Best Elton John. It's got an etched B-side. $19.99. Never seen that before. Some kind of promo. Sad songs say so much, nobody wins. Blue Eyes. I guess that's why they call it the blues. So it's a 4-track Elton John sampler from these 4 albums. And it's got an etched B-side. Never seen that before. That's sold to Jeremy for $19.99. Jeff was second. Randy was third. Toulouse Street, the Doobie Brothers, $14.99. Van Halen is $44.99. $44.99 on Van Halen. Burbank label. Very clean. Near mint. About a VG Plus cover. That's not a bad looking copy. $44.99. Walter Egan, Not Shy, $9.99. The Everly Brothers is a 1960 mono, $24.99. The Eagles Live, 2LP. The Eagles Live, $39.99 with the original inner sleeves. I was looking for a poster, but I do not see one. Unless it's hiding on me. I don't think there's one in there. $39.99. We have Kevin Boyer first on the Doobie Brothers. Just need somebody to claim Von Holland. All right. We can do actually I'll do another Japanese. Let's do the John Lennon. Happy Xmas, war is over. Merry Christmas, John. Merry Christmas, Yoko. So this is Christmas. John and Yoko, Plastic Ono Band, with the Harlem Community Choir. 45. The B-side is Listen, the Snow is Falling. This is John and Yoko's Christmas 45, of course, on the Christmas green vinyl. So this is Christmas. Now that's a classic. That is going to be a $20 start. The vinyl looks near mint, very clean, and the picture sleeve is very nice as well. $20 start on that. $20 start. Details on Everly. The Everly Brothers is a 1960 mono, $24.99. It's on this label. Very clean. A date with the Everly Brothers, $24.99. The John Lennon's a $20 start. Let me grab a new Japanese pressing. We had next, what was something else maybe somebody asked for over here? Let me start back from the front. I have a feeling somebody asked for, I can't remember now. I think somebody did say Randy Meisner. This is going to be just a $25 start. Randy Meisner, self-titled album. This is from Randy Meisner, who was a member of the band called the Eagles. This is near mint and pristine. $25 start on Randy Meisner. Japanese pressing gatefold with obi. A little bit of wear right here on the edge. $25 start. Tommy Flowers is at $25. Scotty's at $20 on John Lennon. Back to the crate. Don't Shoot Me, I'm Only the Piano Player. Speaking of Elton John, MCA Black Label with the lyric booklet. $24.99 on Elton John. The Eagles' Greatest Hits. Speaking of the Eagles, $34.99. That's not the original inner sleeve, but that is some very nice vinyl. We know what collection that's from with a missing or a wrong inner sleeve. That's from Wisconsin, $34.99. And Neil Diamond's Greatest Hits, $14.99. That's on the Bang label. Great stuff on that one, $14.99. Last night, we sold some stuff that I said was from the Wisconsin collection. Paul texted me earlier and said actually a lot of that he priced was from Sandusky, Ohio. If you missed that earlier. So one of these better collections we've picked up recently, you may be hearing me say that some. It's from Sandusky, Ohio. Sandusky. Some really good records in that batch. That's a lot of those mint records we auctioned last night that were beautiful. I think maybe even Black Sabbath, that pristine copy of Master of Reality. Sandusky, Ohio. Final call on these two auctions. John Lennon, 20. Randy Meisner, 25. The Doobie Brothers, Living on the Fault Line, $14.99. These two definitely need to sell. Elton John, Eagles does too, and Neil Diamond's Greatest Hits. The Drifters, Golden Hits, $29.99. Tommy Callahan, that's right. Chris Farley. Emerson, Lake and Palmer, $19.99. Emerson, Lake and Palmer. Ian Matthews, Hit and Run. Ian Matthews is $9.99. Focus, Hamburger Concerto. Focus is $19.99. We have Earth, Wind and Fire. Spirit, Earth, Wind and Fire is $14.99. Jerry Butler, Ice on Ice. Jerry Butler's a white label promo, $19.99. Ian Thomas Band, Good Night, Mrs. Calabash. Green Chrysalis label, $14.99. Tracy McFadden wants Earth, Wind, and Fire. That's sold to Tracy McFadden. Let's go ahead and end some auctions. The John Lennon is sold to Scotty Hypes for $20. I'm going to put that right there. And then Jake, right on top of that, I'm going to put Randy Meisner, this self-titled Japanese pressing. That is sold to Tommy Flowers for $25. Donna Summer and Barbara Streisand, No More Tears, $9.99. I believe that's a promo 12-inch single. Hotel California, near mint, gatefold with poster, $42.99. OG Hotel California, $42.99. Really nice copy. Neil Young, Crazy Horse, Live Rust with hype sticker, gold stamp promo, $39.99. Jackie Reynolds first on the Donna Summer 12-inch single. That's sold to Jackie Reynolds. Eric Clapton, 461 Ocean Boulevard, $34.99. 461 Ocean Boulevard. I Shot the Sheriff. She said, never mind. Jake, I'm pulling back Donna Summer. Jackie said, never mind on that. Eric Clapton. I've got, before I go get more out of the back, which I might do during part 2, I've got a Beatles picture disc here. We had this originally marked, not cheap at all. This is All You Need Is Love. And Baby, You're a Rich Man. Is this actually, no, I was about to say, this isn't from 67. 87. 1987 7-inch picture disc. All You Need Is Love and Baby You're a Rich Man. I'm going to start this one at a bargain of a start. I'll show you what we originally had it marked. $5 start. $5 start. All You Need Is Love and Baby You're a Rich Man. 1987. That's on Parlophone. That's official. $5 start on that. That's up for auction. The Beatles. Jeremy wants the Donna and Barbara. That's sold to Jeremy. Jackie claimed it earlier. That is sold to Jeremy now. Larry's at $5 on the Beatles. Gary U.S. Bonds, dedication, $9.99. Andrew Gold, Whirlwind. Andrew Gold is $9.99. Gladys Knight and the Pips, $9.99 for Gladys Knight and the Pips. Art Garfunkel, Fate for Breakfast, $9.99 for Art Garfunkel. Gladys Knight and the Pips, All I Need Is Time. I don't recall seeing that one too often. On the Soul label, $14.99. The Beatles, 5, 6, 7, now 10. Grace Slick is $19.99. Absolutely Live, The Doors, $34.99. Looks like very clean vinyl. It is. Red Electra label. The cover is an automatic VG because we got some tape here on the spine. Somebody has taped the spine. $34.99 on The Doors. Joni Mitchell? Who is this? Melanie? Wow, there's no spine on it. How did they make this? This is a wild looking record. Let me see if I can find a disc. Melanie. It is Melanie. Here we go. Melanie. The Four Sides of Melanie. It's $19.99. No, I've never seen this one before. This is a wild looking. I have a feeling this like folds out into something. I probably don't need to unfold it because it looks like it folds out and pops up, and yeah, it's pretty wild. I have never seen that before, I don't think. Melanie is $19.99. The Beatles is at 12, 12, and 12. Bob McKinney was first at 12. Stacy's now at 14. Neil Young, After the Gold Rush, $34.99 on Neil Young, After the Gold Rush. CCR, Bayou Country, $34.99. Very clean looking copy of Bayou Country, $34.99. CCR, the vinyl on that was pristine. Jeff McMaster, first on Melanie. Sam Markham, first on Neil Young. The Beatles picture disc is now at 15. Green River, back-to-back CCR. This one's also $34.99. Very nice copies of CCR there. Tommy, The Who, $34.99 on Decca. Jeff McMaster, you're first to CCR. Let me know if you want Bayou or Green River. And Kiki D, Patterns. Kiki D is $29.99. Has an audition copy, stamp on the back. Kiki D, who did that duet with Elton John, of course. Dr. John, what's that say? Destintively Bonnaroo. That is a 74 UK with this foil cover, $34.99. So Jeff wants Bayou Country. Yes, that's sold to Jeff McMaster, Bayou Country. The Beatles, 15, 15, 16, 20. And Larry Smith's out. So the Beatles is between Bob McKinney and Stacy Metternich. Bob McKinney has the high bid at $20 right now on that. And last record in this crate is In Excess The Swing. In Excess The Swing is $29.99. Let me give everybody an update on what we're about to do for the rest of the night. I'm going to read what's left in this crate. We're going to recap that. I'm going to call maybe one or two more auctions. And then we're going to actually pause tonight. Part 2 is going to be a recap of, actually probably not a recap. We're probably going to go straight into on-sale records for Part 2, which will be at 10:30. So if you don't want to stick around for this recap or see what else I might auction, or if I do auction anything else, we are going to pause soon, and then we'll be back at 10:30. And then we'll probably be live for another hour after that doing nothing but on-sale vintage from prior nights. We might do stuff as soon as last week. We might do one of those $6.99 crates. We might do half off, but everything will be on sale vintage. Friday night, there'll be a lot of deals being made. So that's the agenda for the rest of the night. Larry's out on the Beatles. Bob McKinney's is out on the Beatles. Let's go ahead and sell that to Stacy Metternich for $21. That's sold to Stacy Metternich for $21. Here's what's left in this crate. If you want a price, let me know. Firesign Theater, Firefall, Luna Sea, Dan Fogelberg, Phoenix, Every Rich Way But Loose, Phil Oakes, Nested, Laura Nero, ZZ Top Afterburner, Corey Hart, Boy in the Box, Richard Marx self-titled, Ian Hunter self-titled, Price on Tommy by The Who. The Tommy album is $34.99, Pamela. That's the original label on Decca. It's very clean for $34.99. Van Halen is still available, $44.99. Walter Egan, The Eagles Live, The Everly Brothers, Don't Shoot Me, I'm Only the Piano Player. Lillian McCurry wants Ian Hunter, The Eagles' Greatest Hits, Neil Diamond's Greatest Hits, The Doobie Brothers Living on the Fault Line, and The Drifters' Golden Hits. Richard Marx was $14.99. Rich, $14.99. Richard Marx was $14.99. Emerson, Lake and Palmer, Ian Matthews, Focus, Jerry Butler, Ian Thomas, Hotel California, a really nice U.S. pressing, Neil Young, Live Rust, Eric Clapton, Gary U.S. Bonds, Andrew Gold, Gladys Knight and the Pips, Art Garfunkel, Gladys Knight, Grace Slick, The Doors, CCR Green River, Kiki D, Dr. John, and NXS The Swing. NXS The Swing. Dan says he's new. Hello. Well, Dan, you called us at probably the worst time because we're about to sign off for our first segment of the night, but we're going to be doing a part 2 in about a half hour around 10:30 whenever we do break here in a minute. So let's see here. Let's sell Richard Marx for $12. That's sold to Rich. Kevin Boyer said he'll take Green River. So Richard Marx was $12. Kevin Boyer gets Green River. And there we have it. Anybody else on anything in this crate? So earlier, our auctions, we had a Wham! I'm Your Man. That was a no bid for $25. That's still available. We have a Rolling Stones Japanese 7-inch single, 4-track EP, 33 1/3. That was a $35 buy it now. So Wham! 25, the Stones Japanese 7-inch, that was a $35 buy it now. Melanie did sell, yes. Asia was a $35 buy it now, so 25, 35, and 35. And one of the very first auctions of the night was the Blue Soul of Johnny Guitar Watson. That was a $95 buy it now. That was near mint on chess. It's a beautiful copy for what it is. $95 buy it now. That's a 1965 mono promo copy. Mono promo copy. $95 buy it now on that. Okay, and then the Dr. John. The Dr. John is a 74 UK. 74 UK, $34.99. $34.99. Dr. John Destively Bonnaroo. And it's got that foil texture to it. All right, so if you missed it earlier, we'll be back at 10:30. I'm going to go ahead and pause now. Give me some extra moments probably right before we go live to tag a few things for sale that will be on sale and get those sorted. Plus, I'm going to find some more food to eat, which is critical. And we'll be back at 10:30 Central Time. If you are Central, 10:30. If you're East Coast, 11:30. And I guess if you're in California, 9:30 or no, 8:30. Wow. That's, West Coast people are at advantage. Yeah. All right. We'll be back in about 40 minutes right here on this channel on Facebook and YouTube.